What is up, everybody? We are back. Of course. We are almost there. My God, it's Thursday. Can we celebrate the fact that it's fucking Thursday? We'll celebrate the fact that it's Thursday. At least I'm going to celebrate the fact that it's Thursday in my mind. Anyway, welcome. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Jen. I'm your manifestation bestie, where I teach you how to leverage the law of assumption and, every fucking thing else to work in your favor. I obviously know that sounds good to you. Click the follow button, subscribe button, wherever you're watching from. Also, if you're interested in having me manifest your SP for you, or you want to work with me one-on-one so you can figure out where you're going wrong so you can get it right, all the links are in my bio. I've got a WhatsApp community, text coaching, one-on-one coaching, manifest for you, monthly bundle pack, hypnosis, and guided meditations. I'm here to hook you bitches up, okay? So hopefully you guys are participating in my challenge, okay? Every single day here for the first 5 to 10 minutes, we are now doing a contest, if you will, where you will be entered to win prizes. So anyone who reposts the live will be entered to win. You know what? I'm going to throw in text coaching in that bitch too. You'll either get a sleep meditation bundle pack, WhatsApp community access, text coaching, or a one-on-one coaching call with me. Yeah. And now everybody just became aware of it. So let's discuss a couple things, because I hope you guys heard my challenge to you yesterday, where I challenged you guys to, if you are in no contact with your SP, and I will remind you again later on today too. What up, Miranda girlfriend? Okay, is if you are, oh, hold on, pause. I don't have my light on. Because that made a huge difference. I feel like it did. Okay, so. Oh, FaceTimed you while he worked out, huh, Taylor? Got to check him out. They're a hot couple, by the way. Taylor and her boyfriend. Anyway, I digress. And I will remind you guys throughout today the challenge that I presented to you yesterday in case you were not here. What up, Teddy Bear? In case you didn't stick to the end. The challenge I challenged you guys with starting yesterday was that you have until Sunday, because I'm done playing with you bitches, okay? You have until Sunday. If you are not in contact with your SP, you have until Sunday to break no contact with your SP. If you are in contact with your SP, then you have until Sunday to get them to come and see your ass, okay? Spend some time with you, or at least plan a date, right? They need a plan to see you. Okay. Now, if you are in any of the ships, we have a new ship, by the way. It's if you're in a friendship, situationship, relationship, or marriage ship, then your challenge is to get them to do what you want them to do. Get them to tell you how they feel about you. Okay. That was your challenge. I already have 2 people who have accepted challenge and already broke no contact with their SP. In fact, one of them, not only did her SP break no contact, but he's now telling her exactly how he feels about her. I love you, and I'm not afraid to say it. I still love you, and I'm not afraid to say it, is what he said. Yeah. That's what we do around here. Okay, that's what we do around here. On top of that, somebody else has also been, what's it called? She used to be the one to text first. Well, now he's texting her first. See, you can get them to do whatever the fuck you want them to do. It's really that simple. But I want you to lock it in. Okay? So I'm proud of you guys that are locking it in, because we need to end this insanity. Okay? We need to end the insanity. Kind of like today, how I'm not having coffee today. Instead, I'm trying to be, all healthy and shit. And I'm having electrolytes. But I have a love-hate relationship with sugar-free electrolytes, because I don't like, sometimes I feel like it gives you a little bit of an aftertaste. What up, Sabrina girlfriend? So I hit it with a dash of Kool-Aid. It makes it taste better. Okay, let's see. If you have any questions about manifesting your SP, also, that's what I am here for. Okay, so drop the shit down below. I'd be happy to answer them for you. Also, and we're going to discuss a couple things that I see like some people are overcomplicating shit, okay? Or wondering how to drop the resistance. Okay, so we're going to get into some little things about dropping the resistance. Oh, good, Jasmine, girlfriend. I'm telling you, there's been a lot of action takers today. A lot of action takers today. Must be a full moon. I'm just kidding. It's not a full moon. Roberta, I'm here to help you, sister. Okay, so let's see what is going on here. Sabrina, no problem. That's my specialty, bitch. You know that is my specialty, to yell at you when I need to and check you when you're out of line. Hey, Lulu, girlfriend. Okay, I've been performing everything works out for me. SP never texted back. Okay. Miranda, my love. I told you guys about, okay, let's discuss inner conversation just a little bit more, okay? Because I think some of you guys are struggling with how the inner conversation would actually go, okay? So your inner conversation should all be focused on what it is that you want from your SP right now, given your current circumstance, okay? So if you're in no contact with your SP, then you should be having inner conversations all centered around right now. If you guys were in constant contact, if you guys were talking all the time and I was to ring you up and be like, oh my God, like as your bestie and be like, oh my God, tell me all about him. Like how are things with you guys? What would you be saying to me if you were talking to your SP constantly? Not about your relationship, not about that stuff, but if you were talking to your SP constantly, what would that conversation go like? How would you describe it? How would you describe how you would feel? What you're going through? How are you feeling? Knowing you're in contact with your SP all the fucking time, right? However that conversation would go is exactly how it goes in your mind. If you want to say it out loud, say the shit out loud. Do you need to write it down? No. I highly suggest you do not. Affirmations are not the same as inner conversations. Inner conversations are natural. Affirmations are not. Although you should make your affirmations natural too, in a tone that you talk, right? We need a lot of things to be natural to you, okay? Because the reality is if you were in constant contact with your SP, you would be talking about it. You would be talking about it to your friends. You would be talking about it to people about what you guys are talking about. All of these different things. He's telling me every girl, he's literally fucking love bombing the shit out of me through the text. Like he's telling me everything that I want to fucking hear. You know, he cannot stop talking about how much he misses me. Okay. Like, and how he wants to like that talking, like this is the best part of his fucking day. He's always like, I wake up, boom, text in the morning, like every single fucking day. Okay. However you would describe your conversations with your SP through the text based on what it is that you want those conversations to go like. Okay. Same thing if you are this will help you with your challenge that many of you accepted. Okay. So now let's say you are in constant contact with your SP. Well, let's say that your SP totally just asked you to go on a date on Saturday. The weekend's coming up, right? So let's say your SP just asked you to go on a date on Sunday and said he wants to see you, and you're talking to your bestie on the phone, and she's like, "What are your plans this weekend?" What would you say? What would you say? You know, oh, girl, like you have no idea. Like he totally just asked, we're going on a date this weekend. He totally just asked to take me out to my favorite restaurant. Like we're going to go this, that, and the third. And like, he's constantly like, he's planning to come see me tomorrow. Like all the things, like we have the best time when we're together, we're like, just everything clicks. You know, we have the best conversations. We just have the best time. We sit on the couch and we just laugh for hours, right? Describe what it would be like if you were hanging out with your SP. That's your inner conversation. Okay. However, you would naturally be talking. Okay. And again, it's not scripting because if you were to talk about your plans for this weekend to 10 people, you'd have 10 different conversations. Okay. It would be said differently. If you say it the same, it's not a big deal, but it's not rehearsed. Okay. It's just a conversation you're having within your mind. Now, if you're in any of the ships, and your SP was to sit there and you were to open up your text message right now, or you were to get a phone call from your SP and they were just telling you everything you wanted to hear about how they feel about you, all that stuff. How would that conversation go? How would you feel? How would that conversation go if they were like, hey, have you heard from your SP? Like, what's going on there? what would you say? What would you be saying about how they're telling you everything? How would that make you feel if right now you were to open up your message? And this is to all of you too. Right now, because if you're not in contact, you're having inner conversations about contact. Okay. So how would it make you feel if you opened up a text and just saw them telling you every fucking thing you wanted to hear about how they felt about you and how they just can't stop thinking about you all the time and blah, 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 whatever that conversation would go. How does that sound to you? How does that sound to you? Hey, Andrea. That's your inner conversations. Inner conversations. Are you referring to your time zone, Jill? Because if you're referring to your time zone, then that time will work for me today. I usually don't. Okay, cool. Then you're on the East Coast. So yeah, that time will work for me today. I don't have, usually it's really hard. Contact Kimberly, contact Chanel. Contact Chanel. Okay. Chanel, Bevy, or Serena. Unapologetically me. Any one of them. Okay. We're going to discuss that real quick too. If you guys are on text coaching, okay. If you guys are on text coaching, because it was brought to my attention, and here's the thing. Here's the fucking thing. I never, ever want any of you guys to feel like you're being neglected. That's not the fucking vibe. Okay. Because I know, that you need somebody in your corner. 1,000%. I know that because I know what it's like to go through it alone. Okay. Because I had to figure this shit out and go through it alone. And I could not talk to anybody about it because they would have been like, are you insane? They don't understand the journey. Okay. And so, I couldn't do that. So basically what I wanted, is to fill that void for you guys. Cause I know that sometimes you guys are vulnerable, right? And need timely responses. And that's what this is for. So if you feel that way or you're not getting the timely response, please, for the fucking love of Christ, reach out to Bev, Chanel, or Serena, because we're trying to streamline this. So therefore you get all of us in your corner 100% of the time. Okay. So we're putting everybody in a WhatsApp group. It is not a public group. You each have your own private chat. Okay. But it's in one spot for us. Okay. It's in one community for us so that we can all see. So therefore, you're going to get timely responses. So please reach out to one of them and say, hey, I have text like you, kitty cat. Okay. Reach out to them and say, hey, I have text coaching. Can you put me in a WhatsApp group? They will put you all in the WhatsApp groups. So therefore, between all of us, you guys are getting daily responses. Okay. Mima knows she's in it. Okay. We want you guys to have daily responses. So please help a sister out. Help a sister out. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm going to continue to ignore you in the text, but at least it puts it all in one fucking place, if that makes sense. So therefore, other people are, able to help too at the same fucking time. Because sometimes I'm getting distracted, bitches. Let's just be honest, okay? Because I got a lot going on. And I have coaching calls all day. And so and I don't try to take coaching calls past 4:00 my time because I would like to think I have somewhat of a life. I won't say I have a life. It feels good. It makes it sound good. Okay. So please reach out. All right. Okie dokes. Yeah. Who the fuck needs a life? I mean, I have a life with my boyfriend. Yeah, that's all right. I laugh because I'm like, I think some of you guys forget that I'm actually in a relationship. So there's that part too. I don't just teach how to get the SP back. I actually have mine. So, there's that. I feel like I need a haircut. I'm going to go spoil myself on Mother's Day. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. Now that's out the way. Now don't say I didn't fucking tell your asses because I told your asses now. Okay? Okie dokes. I will take a look, kitty cat, but please reach out right now to Bev and have Bev put you in the WhatsApp group too. Okay? Let's see here. Is it best visualizing every day and saturating my mind with it or detaching? Okay, let's discuss detaching for a second. Okay, because a lot of people are confused, I think, when it comes to what to detach from. Okay, So, because a lot of people will just say, let it go. That's law of attraction shit. Let it go. I ain't letting shit go that I want. That's fucking stupid. No one lets go of what they want. Like, that's dumb. Okay. However, should you detach from the outcome or your current reality? Yes, 1000%. Because you end up suffocating it. You end up checking over and over and over again because you're like, where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? And so because of that, should you detach from your current reality? Yes. Ignore it? No, that's not what I said. Okay. That's not the same. But detaching from reacting to it, waiting for it to show up, constantly like being like constantly like you guys just look around. Like you guys wake up and you're just look around. Like, where's it at? Right? So detach from that shit. Let it be. Let it be. Okay. And just be like, no, I already know. And then detach from the outcome. There's no reason to hold on to the outcome if you know the ending of this movie. Okay. This is what I talked about before is we have a saga. Okay. The first movie that you have, part 1 of your movie is relationship. Part 2 of your movie, the sequel, is marriage. Part 3 of your movie is happily fucking ever after. Together forever. So you need to detach from the outcome of relationship because here's the thing. If you know how this plays out, then what the fuck are you worried about? What are you worried about? What are you checking? Why are you clocking the time? Why are you doing all of that? If you know how the fuck this ends. If you know that you're going to be in a relationship, like that result is inevitable, that I already know, then there's nothing to worry about. I don't need to detail. I don't need to, panic. I don't need to check. I don't need to question shit. I don't need to do any of that. All I need to do is know that this is exactly how it ends. So that's how the movie plays out, right? There's no cliffhanger if you know how it ends. If you were to watch the Titanic right now, are you sitting there like this? Waiting for the ending? Fuck no, because you've seen that shit like 20 million times. Y'all know how that ends, right? Jack in the water. That's how that ends. Okay, you already know this. So when you know how the movie ends, because you've seen it already, you just sit back and watch it and enjoy, right? You enjoy it for what it is because you know how it ends. Okay, that's always how. So when me and my boyfriend watch movies, this is why we have different taste in movies, right? It's because I like all the movies that critics don't like because I watch them for what they are, entertainment purposes. Okay, like I literally watch it for what it is. And I enjoy the movies, like all the things on like what they call it, like Rotten Tomatoes or whatever the fuck that, where they critique movies. I don't watch it like that. My boyfriend, on the other hand, he's like, there's like the acting is terrible and this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, let's just watch the movie and enjoy the movie. He's like, okay. Although I will tell you though, he did kind of ruin shit for me though. Because he's right. He's like, why do I need to watch a Jason Statham movie? He plays the same role every fucking time. And now that they're saying that, I'm like, okay, he does play the same role every time. But I still enjoy the shit. But that's my point, is if you know how it ends, you sit back and you enjoy it. Okay? You're not stressed out wondering how the fuck this ends. So write the ending of your movie. No, this is your entire reality is your movie. You decide what stays and what goes, what comes into your reality. You decide exactly how everything plays out. So you need to decide right now how the fuck season 1 of your movie ends. Together. Relationship. All I need to know. Now I'll enjoy the ride. Now I'll sit there and I'll focus my inner conversations and my affirmations. And I don't have to worry about shit. I don't need to check. I don't need to worry about anything because I already know. And you can tell yourself this stuff because these are reminders for yourself. Like, I already know that we're getting back together. That's inevitable. And you could even joke about it, right? Because if you know something, you're not like, yeah, I know. I really know that. You're like, dude, I know this. Like, there's a confidence level about it, right? Where you just kind of can laugh about it, be like, the result's inevitable. We're getting back together. So it's all I need to know is, And when you do that, the detachment, you're detaching from the outcome, things speed up. You start to see movement coming because you're not stressed out about the outcome. You know how it ends. You know the result. When you know that, because here's the thing, this is where you leverage the subconscious mind, okay? You must leverage the subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is a GPS system. That's all it is. It's a GPS. It says, okay, where are we headed? Through your thoughts, right? And a lot of you guys, your subconscious mind's like, I'm not quite sure where the fuck we're headed. One second we're headed to relationship town. The next second we're headed to ghosting. Like we're headed to ghost town. Okay. Then in 1 minute we're headed to like he's gonna contact me. Then the next minute we're over here like, nope, he's avoiding me. Like I'm really unsure of what direction we're fucking headed here because every other second you're making a detour. Okay. You're detouring constantly. So your subconscious mind's like, I don't know where this is going because it takes instruction from you. Okay. You instruct your subconscious mind. So if you know that you're headed to relationship town and that is where we're headed, then your GPS is like, got it. Oh, okay. So we're headed to, this is going to a relationship. What up, unapologetically me? And so it's like, then we're going, by the way, did you guys see on a side note, our picture? How fucking awesome is that? Mm-hmm. My tits look hot in that picture. Anyway, that was my takeaway. But if your subconscious mind knows relationship, this is where we're going. Got it. Now you don't have to worry about shit. Now your subconscious mind gets to work. You have millions of workers in your subconscious mind. And now they're over here like, oh, you're the CEO, your subconscious mind are your workers. Okay. And so now it's like, oh, this is where we're headed. Got it. Okay. Well, say no more. Now it's my job, the subconscious mind's job, to figure it out, how to get there. It's not your job, right? Do you sit there and wonder what freeway you need to take if you're going from California to Florida? No, everyone knows it's the 10. Takes you all the way there. Did you know that? Did you also know California is the only state that has call boxes? I didn't know that either until I traveled. And I was like, what happens if you get stuck out here? All I can think of is The Hills Have Eyes. You know what I'm saying? The movie. I digress. So anyway, it knows. You're not sitting there like, do I take this freeway? Do I take that freeway? No, the GPS says in 100 feet, turn right. Your entrance to the freeway is on the left, right? It tells you this. It tells you step by step what to do. You have the easy fucking job. You have the easy job to throw the shit out there and let them, your workers, figure the shit out. That's all you have to do. That's your role. Instruct. Because what happens is then when you instruct and you know this ends in relationship, this is exactly what's happening. I know we're getting back together. I know this for a fact. And you tell yourself that. Then your subconscious mind goes, got it. Now your RAS system is activated. Your reticular activator system, okay, is now activated. And now it is constantly scanning your surroundings 24/7 to figure out, to bring things into your conscious awareness, which is why you guys will now see movement. Okay. You will see, you'll start to see progress. You'll start to see signs and synchronicities. You'll start to see all of that stuff because your subconscious mind has activated the RAS in you and is scanning your surroundings to bring it all to your conscious awareness, which is where you see the movement. Does that make sense? I know you just said yes. So that was a really long story. User 568. So should you detach from the outcome? Yes. That lowers your resistance. If you know relationship, inevitable, what's there to stress about? There's no resistance there because you know exactly how this ends. Okay. So that's what I would do. And then saturate your mind with inner conversations. Okay. About what it is that you want out of this relationship. Okay. So then you saturate your mind with inner conversations. You can distract your thoughts with affirming because that is what affirming is for, is thought distraction. Okay. So if the thought of your SP comes up, then you can affirm. Okay. Or you can just remind yourself like, no, I know exactly how he feels about me. I know we're getting back together. That I know he wants a relationship through, period. Who the fuck wouldn't? You know, toot your own horn. And then visualizing, if you're a visualizer, Great. You can visualize. I would visualize in the morning when you wake up or before you go to bed when you're in sats, okay? Or throughout the day if you're in sats. Because you're in sats throughout the day, then you can do that. But what I would visualize is a 5 to 10 second scene. That's it. That imply that you have what you want. Okay, so if you're working on communication, then you would maybe visualize you guys talking on the phone, or seeing text ping, 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 and just his shit. Okay. If you're talking already, you can visualize a 10-second scene of you guys hanging out and just laughing on the couch or watching a movie together or anything like that, or laying in bed together, right? Okay, I'm not gonna lie though, I'm pretty good. The past 2 days in my mind, I already thought about who would be winning. Kitty cat. Love you, bitch. Yeah. Okay. And then if you're in any of the ships, then maybe you would have a intercom, or maybe you'd have a visualization of getting married, right? And you're just at the altar and you guys are putting on each other's rings, or you're giving each other, you may kiss the bride shit. Or maybe you want to visualize him getting down on bended knee and putting a ring on your finger. Anything like that, just a quick scene, and then you just loop it because it's all about repetition, right? And if you are playing a 55-hour scene in your mind, how many times are you looping that shit? You know what I'm saying? So if you have a 5 to 10 second scene, it's real easy for you to focus, and then it's real easy for you to loop that crap. Even if you did it for like a couple minutes, a couple times a day, yeah, it's real easy for you to loop that shit like many, many, many times in your mind. Good morning, Yessie. Yesenia. Oh, I will tell you. I think maybe it's in the name. Okay, because I have 2 Yesenias that I'm aware of. Okay, because they engage here and their clients. Okay, but can I just tell you, both Yesenias are getting movement. Both. We're 100% in the Yesenia category. Okay, Jessica, any advice for feeling very disconnected from others since learning about how reality works? I would have to know, like, what you're implying necessarily about feeling disconnected from others. Because sometimes I wouldn't say I'm disconnected from others, but I see shit for what it is. You know what I'm saying? And so the only reason I could think you might feel disconnected from others is because you're like, so for me, when I'm with my friends or when I'm with people, I have to just talk whatever they want to talk about, or just regular shit, right? I am not going to go down the whole manifestation rabbit hole and all this stuff, because then they just look at you and they're like, yeah, that sounds good. But they're not like buying what the fuck I'm selling. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, it's not my job to push that shit on people, like, at all, so I don't want to be that person. So, because like my bestie, like, I would love to help her with her money situation, but they have to be wanting to make the change, so I'm not going to sit there and be her therapist and, counsel her about the shit. She probably does that to me more than I do to her. But that's why we have a community, Jessica, honestly, because that's happens often. I think it's amazing. Like, so we have actually a bunch of people in our community that they know each other. They actually know each other. And they're like a manifesting besties. You know what I'm saying? That shit is fucking awesome. Or like if a mom, daughter are into manifesting together, that's amazing. A different thing like that. But that's why the community was created. And I'm not going to charge you $1 million for a fucking community of like-minded people, because I know what it's like to feel disconnected from people that don't understand what the fuck you're doing. Right? So the only advice I would give you when it comes to that is to just pick up a hobby. Pick up a hobby or do something. that's going to make you feel connected to others. If it's bothering you, for me, I'm actually very highly introverted. Okay. In fact, honestly, most public speakers and stuff are highly introverted, because we give energy all the time, right, to people. So the last thing I want to fucking do is go out and mingle. Ugh, so sounds daunting. My mom would literally have to be like, if she wanted me to go to networking events, I fucking hate networking events. Because I just don't know what to talk about. Like realtors, for example, because the business coach in me comes out. If you're a photographer, I highly suggest you target realtors. Just saying. So, like the business hat comes on. Because like I went on this whole thing where I'm like, dude, you know what I'm going to fucking do? I'm going to make a video and I'm going to freaking just make it and be like, let me give you some business advice. Okay, like, let me help you in your business, because the fact that you're not responding to emails, not calling people back, and I don't think the people that are hiring you would appreciate your lack of response when they're trying to, sell their home or do something and you're not responding to people, or your pictures are fucking terrible. Okay. I've seen better pictures at Del Taco. Yeah, certain things like that. But then I'm like, I have to reframe. But I don't want to go anywhere. I don't like going to networking events, because when people tell me shit, I'm like, would you like help with that? Then I feel like that's fucking rude because they didn't ask for help. Angela, sister, send me a message. Okay. But my mom would have to literally, the only way you're getting me to leave the fucking house and go to any event is if you're feeding me. If you're feeding me, I will be there. And if you are not, I got better things to fucking do. Like watch Netflix. Okay. Eli, does it mean something if X's appear suddenly while manifesting SP? Yes, it does. So if this ever happens, okay, because this has happened several times to people, is what happens is this. Is you're manifesting, and this is where, first of all, if you want to change it to SP, then you need to say his name. I don't mean like all the affirmations or whatever need to say his name. But if you're affirming for him, then I would highly recommend that you say like, Johnny is easiest for me to manifest. Like Johnny is so obsessed with me. I'm all he ever thinks about, right? So it's like you start with his name. So your subconscious mind knows who you're referring to. Now, the reason why X's appear suddenly is it's not sudden. Okay. Actually, they're not appearing suddenly. What's happening is they're conforming to what you're saying to yourself. And the reason they're conforming and not your SP is because you need to take a look at the descriptions you have amongst them. So you compare and contrast. Okay. So it's like, I have SP. Here's what I want to assume about SP. Here's what I want to think about SP. But let's take the X's that are conforming. What is it that I actually know about them? If I was to naturally be like, describe the X's that are conforming, if you were just to off the cuff describe them, how would you describe them? I can guarantee you that the way you would describe your X's that are conforming is very different than the way you're describing your SP. And it's not that you don't want your SP to be amazing, but currently that's not an assumption of yours. It's not something that you know, versus the ones that are conforming. You have a very different description of naturally, right? So let's say you had like a peaceful breakup between like your exes, like you have no animosity towards them, nothing, right? Like that's me. And you know certain things about them, like, oh yeah, I do know that if I wanted them back, I know they'd take me back, right? Like I know that they would get back together with me. I know that they love me. Like there's things that you would know about those exes. Compare them to what you know about your SP and make it easy. Whatever you fucking know about your exes that are conforming and your description of your exes that are conforming, just grab that shit and pop it into SP. And then SP will start to conform. Okay. But that's typically, in my experience and with clients, that's how that works. I had somebody who did that, and she popped the description and stuff and started saying his name, and then he started conforming. Okay. So your subconscious mind just needs a little guidance sometimes. It's just trying to make you have options, girl. It's just like, well, and stuff. I mean, there's options for you. It's manifest. I would text Chanel. Bye, Jill. See you soon, girlfriend. I'll move your time when I'm off. Obviously, I can't do it now. Jen, the bundle that I received yesterday from winning a live stream, is that for sleep hypnosis? Yes, Jackie, it is. It is, my friend. It is. That one's for sleep. So free will doesn't make manifesting an SP impossible. Kate Taylor, no. Okay, first of all, nothing is impossible unless you just don't care about it and don't try or don't want it. Okay, if you don't desire it, you don't want it, then it won't matter. But free will, it doesn't make manifesting an SP impossible. Okay, so let's clear up free fucking will for a sec. Okay, so a lot of people say they don't have free will. Here's my analogy because I used to say that too. But then if you break it down logically speaking, right? Because in a woo-woo manifestation world, yes, that is true. But when you're consciously creating, it has to make sense to you. Okay, it has to logically make sense. If it doesn't logically make sense, you reject it. Your subconscious mind rejects, okay? Or I'm sorry, your conscious mind, what goes between that is the critical factor. Its only job is to accept or reject what goes into the subconscious mind. So it has to it's either done through repetition, which is why when commercials come on, you can literally sing the fucking jingle song of commercials, right? Like, I guess you've heard it enough times. Okay. Same with if you've watched a movie over and over again. This is not a talent of mine, but it's a super talent of my boyfriend's. Like, it's a mega talent of his. And I admire people that can recite fucking lines from a movie. I could watch the same movie 55,000 times and I can't tell you one goddamn line at all. Like, like Grease is my favorite movie. The songs, I got that shit all day on lock. You know what I'm saying? Like, on lock. But then my boyfriend challenged me. He's like, okay, well, what's this line from what movie? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. It was from Grease. I've seen the movie like a million times. Right? But this is why. Because you've heard things enough. So now you just know it, right? Because it's in your subconscious mind. So when it comes to free will, it has to logically make sense consciously to you for your subconscious mind to accept it. Okay, so logically speaking, does everyone have free will? Yes. Okay, yes. Because if you're going to let's think logically here. You're in my reality. So they say that no one has free will in your reality. But they also are in their reality. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so when it comes to you, they have no free will, but then in their reality, they do. Because realities blend. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, realities blend. That's not like there's a fucking wall up. Like there's a fortress around you, and it's like if you were to enter my reality, it's going to be like a bubble. It's going to be like, ping, sorry, bitch. Like, you know what I mean? Like realities are blending. So it's like your SP has his reality, but he's in your reality and you're also in his reality. Realities blend. Okay. So it's like, so the way I look at it is logically speaking, everyone has free will. Everyone has free will. However, you're transferring, because here's the thing, you're not making anyone do anything. Okay, you're not making anyone do anything. You're making somebody do something more when you command it out of your mouth than if you think about it. Because if you think about it, it's now their idea. Okay, so you're not making them do anything. You're just helping guide them. Okay, so it's like you're like the tour guide. You're not making them take the tour. Okay, So it's the same thing. So it's like they do have free will because it's their fucking decision. They're doing what you want them to do. They're saying the things you want them to say, but it is their idea. That's free will. It's their idea, just like you have an idea to do something, right? Like, Starbucks sounds good today. An idea to go to Starbucks. Okay. It's your idea. Like, same with them. They get the idea like, I think I want to text her today. It's their idea. It's their idea. So that's all that is. So do they have free will? Logically speaking, yes, 100%. Everybody's got free will. You're just helping guide them. Just like they help guide you. You understand this, right? Like, you understand that they help guide you too, right? Everyone has assumptions. Everyone's manifesting. It's not you manifesting, but your SP cannot. It's not his ability. No, that's not the case. You're consciously doing it. He's subconsciously doing it. There's a difference, okay? So he's still, thought transmission doesn't go one direction. It's not like, oh, well, I can only transfer thoughts if I consciously do it. No. You're constantly transferring thoughts subconsciously to your SP. So your SP is constantly transferring thoughts to you as well. He's just not aware that he's doing it. You are aware that you're doing it. Same shit. Does that make sense? I feel like this should totally make sense because I'm trying my best to describe it. But logically speaking, that's what I would like you guys to, to know. Because a lot of people have a hard time with, because, okay, like let's say you're a highly ethical person, right? And this is where a lot of people's morals and things come into play. So if you're a highly ethical person full of integrity and have great morals, great values, right? A lot of people have problems getting on board with the no one has free will in your reality. Because then people are like, so I'm taking away someone's free will. No, you're not. Like, no. How does that even fucking work? Like, no, you're not taking away anyone's free will. They've all got it. You're just helping to guide. Because you know what you're doing. They don't. So they're doing it on autopilot, just like you were doing it on autopilot throughout your entire relationship. You selected a different version every time you bitched about them. They became more of that type of person, right? They've always done exactly what you wanted them to do. They broke up with you perfectly. You may not have known and have been trying to manifest that, but you created it perfectly. Even though that wasn't something that you were intending to do. Because when you were questioning their feelings about you, your relationship, guess what you were doing? Transferring thoughts to them. And they pushed it out. They confirmed. That's all they did. You weren't trying to do that, right? Because who the fuck does that, right? You wouldn't have been trying to do that. But you did it anyway. Just like them. They're constantly, that's why I tell you, when you think about them, you think that's a mistake. No, you're not trying to think about them. That's what you have to understand. Okay, this is not like, you know, when people will lose a family member when they're really young and they get concerned because over time, the memories or their thoughts of that person start to fade. You know what I'm saying? Because the thoughts aren't being transferred anymore. Okay, which is why over time you have to try and remember. You have to try and recall certain things and try and remember them. But you don't have to do that with your SP. You're not sitting there every day like, okay, let me see. Let me carve out about 4 hours of my day to try and think about my SP. You're not doing that. Okay, you wake up, you're going about your day, you're working, and thought of your SP comes up. You wake up in the morning, and you think about your SP. You think that's a fucking mistake? You're not trying to do that. No, that is because they're thinking about you too. And they're transferring those thoughts to you, which is why they're on your mind. That's how that works. That's how that works all the time. all the time, which is why you'll randomly think of somebody you haven't talked to in a while, and all of a sudden they fucking call you up and you're just like, holy shit, I was just thinking about you. Has that ever happened to you? Well, were you trying to transfer thoughts? No. You just randomly thought about that person, was like, oh. And all of a sudden they call you. You're like, oh shit. You know? See what I'm saying? So you've always been doing this your entire fucking life. So they have free will. Everybody has free will, because if you think logically speaking, that kind of sounds stupid. How are you going to sit there and say, no one has free will in your reality, but yet they're in your reality, but yet they have free will in their reality? The fuck does that even mean? When realities blend. You know what I mean? So it's fucking kind of like, does that really make sense? Not really. And who the fuck decided that shit? Who decided that you, thanks Luscious, who decided that, oh, it has been discovered. It has been breaking news. It has been discovered that only you have free will in your reality. No one else has free will. Only in their realities. This is proven. How is this proven? Because they're thinking the thoughts that you think they're thinking. How's that taking away somebody's free will? And I'll prove it to you. Okay. So in hypnosis, okay, the power of hypnosis is that it puts your conscious mind in a daydream state. Okay. So therefore you can technically hear somebody talking, but you can't actually hear what they're saying. Okay. Because you're in a hyper relaxed state. And so therefore your critical factor also lowers. Okay. And now all suggestions go directly into your subconscious mind. However, if I was to put you under hypnosis right now, and I was to sit there and say, you are going to give me $1 million fucking dollars right now. You're going to pay me or let's just say $1,000. You're going to pay me $1,000 right now because I said so. If you would not naturally do that, you will automatically wake up out of hypnosis. This is proven. You will automatically wake up out of hypnosis because hypnosis is not mind control. Okay. You can't sit there. We give suggestions to you, but if you would not naturally do something, this is why stage hypnosis, when people are like, I would have never done that. They're lying. They're lying. Yes, you would have. All it did was lower your barriers of embarrassment, judgment, all of those fears that you have, acting stupid in public. That's all it did, was lower those barriers. It's kind of like being drunk. And you do certain things that you probably would never do sober because your barriers are distorted. Your fears are gone. They're inebriated. Okay. So you do things you wouldn't do sober. Okay. It's the same thing. Hypnosis is the same way. If I was to tell you to do something that you're going to pay me this, or you're going to do this, if you would not naturally do it, you will automatically get right out. Like instantly you'd wake up. Because I can't make you do something you wouldn't do. But you're in my reality. That's because everyone has free will. That's why. That is why. Because everyone has free will. I'm just guiding you, right? You're just guiding your SP's thoughts. You're helping clarify their thoughts. That's all you're doing. You've been doing it your entire life. I'm going to make a video about that shit. I told you I was going to get a pen. I don't have a pen. I'm going to do it on the break. So I hope that made sense. So now if you're ethical and of integrity and have morals, you can rest assured, you can relax, and you can be at peace knowing that you're not taking away someone's free will. You're not manipulating people. You're not doing any of that shit. Which is why you guys piss me off when you guys will be all in the group like, I'm trying not to think about. That's the thing. You have to try not to think about them. You don't have to try to think about them. Ask yourself why. Ask yourself why. Because they're thinking about you. So therefore, if you want to not think about them, you have to actually try to not think about them. Because they're in your thought space too. So understand that. Understand that whatever you hold on to, the positive shit when it comes to your SP, when you think about things and it makes you sad, that is because they're recalling memories of you too. And they're transferring those thoughts to you. It doesn't go one fucking direction. That's the stupidest shit in the world. So you have to remember that. You have to remind yourself of that. Like, Jesus, if I'm thinking about them often, they're thinking about me too. Like, because I don't have to try to think about them. They just pop in my fucking head and I can't get them out. Ask yourself why. Ask yourself why. Because they're obsessing over you too. Thanks, Luscious. That's why. So when you're recalling certain things and it makes you sad, that is because they are recalling the memories that they have with you. They're remembering how they feel about you. This is why your moods, your emotions sometimes will be out of whack, where like Mima, you'll be like, I'm in the shower and I was just crying. That's why. Because they're thinking about you too. So this is where you guys piss me off, because you like to think that you like to be the victim and be like, no, they fucking hate me. They never think about me at all. I'm the one obsessing over this. No, you're not. No, you're not. When you're thinking about them, the way you're thinking about them, they are thinking about you too. That is why you are thinking about them in that way. That is why you are recalling certain things, because that is them recalling. So take control of that and leverage it. So this is where you can leverage this. Let me help you out. Let's say a lot of times throughout the day, you find yourself thinking about bad shit when it comes to them. Naturally. And you're trying to flip the thoughts, okay? Take control, because they are thinking about that. So change your assumption of yourself. Change your assumption of yourself. Tell yourself that you're fucking perfect. You're amazing. Like they literally, like you are literal perfection. Okay? And all of that shit. Because when you change how you view yourself, then you change their assumption of you. Now, all of a sudden, you're thinking about more positive things, because that's what they're now thinking about. You're welcome. You're fucking welcome. I don't even know. I have to clear my mind and get like, I just got to sit down today and just make notes of all these videos that I'm going to be recording. Because I mean, if I was to break this shit down to you, this is why we go live, right? Because it'd be like hours. I have like a video, it'd be the longest YouTube video in the history of YouTube videos. So be like, this fucking video is like an hour and a half. Yeah, because I'm trying to get you guys to understand that the things that you're viewing as a negative are not negative. Every one of these things that you're viewing as a negative meaning and assigning a negative meaning, it should nothing but be positive, because it's all positive shit. It's all positive shit. You don't think about them by accident. Remember that. Remember that. And remind yourself, if you think about them constantly, guess what? So are they. That's the only reason you're thinking about them constantly. Because if you weren't, you would have to try to recall. You'd have to try to think about something. But instead, you have to try not to. That's because you can't prevent it, because hello, that's because they're all up in your thoughts. That's because they're all up in your thought space. They're just not aware of it. So that's where you leverage. You leverage the fact that they're spiritually asleep, but they're still doing it. That's what you have to understand. They may be spiritually asleep, but they are still very much doing it. They're just not controlling it. So that's where you control it. Leverage. Jen, an ex of mine from 17 years ago, added me to Facebook and apologized for cheating on me. Interesting. Look at that. 17 fucking years later. That's what I keep trying to tell you guys. Have you ever seen, like, do you remember Jenny Jones? Or who was the one? Sally, Jesse, Raphael. No, Maury does this one a lot. Maury. It was Maury, the Maury Povich show. Yeah, I used to fuck with those shows. Love me a good drama on tea that's not my own. Okay. And so I used to watch the show. And I used to think how fucking stupid I was like, how stupid are people that literally, yeah, Ricky Lake too. Yeah, oh, man, I loved Ricky Lake. Man, and I used to always think, oh, SP and X is a specific person. I used to, Maury is big on this one where people would come back out of the woodworks and be like, look at me now. And it's like 20 years later and they're like bombshells, but they want to confront their like exes or bullies from when they were young as fuck. And I was like, damn, like you haven't moved on. You have not moved on from that shit. Like, but no. And so it's hilarious to me when, cause I have somebody that we're manifesting back somebody from a long time ago. I think it's actually, that's why I think I laughed. Cause I think it's like 17 years ago is what she said. And, so when you said that shit, I was like, well, look at that. Hopefully she's on here. Let that be proof, bitch. 17 years later, reached out cause she was like, that would be incredible. So there's that. Ellie, my comments got moved way down. Sorry, guys. No, don't keep affirming that they're spiritually asleep. And White the Blonde. But you leverage the fact that they're transferring they're transferring thoughts. Okay? That they're constantly transferring thoughts to you as well. So this is where a lot of you guys have to understand. So this is where you leverage and say, okay, how can I control the thoughts that they're transferring to me? Because they're doing it. They just aren't aware that they're doing it. Like you're aware, right? So we pick and choose and we select what thoughts we transfer to them. They're not doing that. So this is where we leverage. A lot of you guys will say, how can I let go of the old story? How can I let go of the old story? So, I would like to think common sense is that you guys are not choosing to go down memory lane and only pick the bad shit, right? You're not choosing to do that, but your mind tends to automatically go there. So logically speaking, if thought transmission goes both directions, ask yourself why. Here's why. Let me help you out. The reason why you tend to have a hard time getting over that shit is because that are the memories they're recalling. So how do you leverage that? Okay, I don't want you guys to feel defeated about it. So I'll tell you how to leverage it. So if you're recalling those memories, that is why, because they're recalling them. But why are they doing that? Because you haven't evolved. Because you haven't changed. You are still either the same person that you were before, reacting to everything in your mind, right? Bitching, complaining, all of those things, which those thoughts, every time you bitch, those thoughts are being transferred to them. Okay? So they're still seeing you as a problem, not in a positive light. But if you would start taking control and saying, okay, no. Actually, I know now he's over that shit. Let me go ahead and transfer the thoughts I want him to be thinking. Instead of letting him just let his mind run wild about our relationship, let me go ahead and take control and say, yeah, no, he's over that shit. He's completely over whatever you guys went through. Like all he can think about are the good memories of us. All he can think about is the positive shit in our relationship. That's literally all he ever thinks about. Now you're tailoring his thoughts. You're controlling his thoughts. So this is where self-love comes into play. And I don't like self-concept. Okay, so this is where self-love comes into play. And this is where you need to start assuming that you are perfect. Tell yourself that shit. I am perfect. I am the perfect girlfriend. Like literally, and he knows that. Like I know exactly who I am. I know I'm amazing. I know I'm great. I am like God's gift to fucking men. I know how to treat a man very well, right? I know who I am and I'm perfect. And he knows it. Because then those memories start to change. because you're no longer having to try and push out the old shit, the bad shit. Because now all of a sudden those thoughts start dissipating. Why are they dissipating? Because you are changing what he's thinking about instead of letting him think whatever the fuck he wants. Try it out. Try it out. Because if you're like JR, who says that you've been trying to do this for 2 months and nothing, that is probably why. Stop trying. Now I'm done rambling, and I'll go back to answering these questions before they get pushed down again, because that annoys me. But it's a must. It's a must. People can't control their fucking selves. Okay. How do I remove Sude? How do you remove a third-party situation? All right. Very easily, actually. I only have 2 hands, so go with me here. This is you. This is gutter trash, because we don't call them third parties. We call them gutter trash. Okay. Now look at that. It's about as close to a dog owner that I will become. If I have my way, that is. This is gutter trash, and this is SP. Right now, this is them, this is you, okay? So, first things first is, this is where you leverage everyone as you pushed out, okay? So, if everyone in your reality has to show up based on your assumptions of them, that gutter trash is no different. So, what do you want to assume about gutter trash? You want to assume she's a fucking raging bitch? Like she's batshit ass crazy. Whatever it is that you want to assume about gutter trash, you can assume and give her an identity that benefits you. Now, the 2 identities you can never give gutter trash would be controlling or manipulative. Okay, because even if the evidence is as clear as day, it doesn't matter. If you view them as manipulative or controlling, they must be that way. Even if your SP is aware of it, doesn't matter. He must allow himself to be controlled and manipulated. No. Don't do that. Okay. Also, you want to affirm them away. Okay. First of all, you cannot view gutter trash as a reason you and SP are not together. You can't do that. Okay. You can't view her as an obstacle standing in between you and SP. So it's like you should view, this is why we do it this direction. Okay. You, SP, gutter trash. She's over here. You and SP are over here. No obstacle in between, okay? So you can't do that. So you want to, now you can affirm her away. You can do inner conversations if you want with it when it comes to gutter trash. Flashy. Or you can do, and you can affirm them away. So you can literally keep it simple and be like, no, he fucking hates her. Anytime you think about her, he fucking hates her, she's gone away. He fucking hates her, all they do is argue, she's gone away. He fucking hates her, all they do is argue, she's gone away. Okay? Because all you have to do is build the wedge between them. Once you build the wedge between them, gutter trash, she plays her part perfectly to aid in your manifestation, even if she doesn't want to. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because she's going to do exactly what you try to do, what every other person in the world has tried to do to save their relationship. Force the 3D. And we all know that forcing the 3D does not work. So while you're also focusing on inner conversations and affirming for you and SP turns around and he comes on home to mama. Now, gutter trash can leave at any time. Okay, we've had several people have gutter trash leave very quickly. Very quickly. You will never need to ask. You will never need to check. You will never need to seek any confirmation at all. You will get it automatically. You will know when gutter trash is gone. Okay, you will know. I have yet to have somebody be surprised gutter trash was gone. No, their SP confirms it. Okay, so to them. So that you don't got to worry about. Okay. But understand that gutter trash can lead. This is why you don't view gutter trash as being a reason why you and SP can't be together. Because gutter trash can leave immediately. Gutter trash could take a little while to exit the scene. Doesn't matter. Okay. In my experience, when it came to my life, gutter trash was the exact reason. She was there the entire time. She was the exact reason why I got my full manifestation, though. So would I change it for the world? No, I would not. Why? Because she was the reason why I got my full manifestation. So don't worry about it. Whatever has to happen for your manifestation to come will happen. She can't stop it. She can't stop it. Now, before you go asking, Can gutter trash manifest against you? The answer to that is fuck no. No, she cannot. So you ain't got to worry about that shit. Okay? Okay. That's where people get it confused. No, she can try. It doesn't matter. It won't work. It won't work. So that's all you have to know. That's all you have to know. Okay. Now we'll move forward. Okay, Ellie, let's get to you. You manifested your SP to come back into your life, but not the way you wanted. Yeah, so this is what I tell people is, can you manifest an SP? Yes. But are they the version that you want? Oftentimes, you'll get hot and cold at first, but that's because you're not breaking patterns, okay? When your SP comes back in your life, that's, in my opinion, that's the easiest part. It's keeping them. Okay, it's keeping them, and you do that by changing how you see them. You can't react in your thoughts just like you did before every time they do something unfavorable to you, every time they say something, every time they piss you off, every time they act not as perfect. You can't react to that. You can't do it. Okay, you instead, in your mind palace, are like, he is so fucking perfect. God, we're fucking happy. He could have told you, go fuck yourself 2 seconds ago. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Okay. Because when you persist in only that version of your SP, that's the version that will consistently show up. Okay. But oftentimes you get hot and cold behavior because it's super easy to look at them like a great boyfriend when everything's fucking fine. Right. But it's when things are not. Can you still persist in the version of your SP that you want? This is where people fuck it up. And they're like, no, you go right back to bitching about him. And then are upset that version is now sticking around. And that's what you have to remember. Why does that version stick around a lot longer? Because who the fuck in your mind, you're not actively raving about your boyfriend 24/7. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not sitting there when everything's great in your relationship and just like robotically affirming all day long and just telling yourself inner conversations about how fucking amazing he is. You're really not doing that. But when he's not amazing, no, that's a different story. That's a different story because you certainly tend to talk about all his flaws and all of that shit in here often. Like, God, he's such a fucking asshole. Like, when's he going to get his shit together? Like, why is he so rude right now? When is he going to, I need him to be more respectful, right? That's going on a lot in here when things are not very good. So that version of him sticks around versus raving about him. Usually you're not raving about him. You're not like, hey, bitch, by the way, me and SP, we're great. And oh, let me tell you, girl, he's like the Prince Charming today. Like, everything is fucking perfect. All right, bitch. Love you. Bye. No one does that. No one does that. But what you do is, girl, you are not going to believe what this man is doing. You will not believe what he fucking told me. Can you believe this shit? Yeah. That's what you do. So you need to persist in your perfect boyfriend. Perfect SP. Perfect SP, perfect SP, perfect SP, perfect SP. He is so fucking great. Oh my God, he's great. No matter what version shows up. Because if you'll persist in the version of your SP that you want, even when he's showing you the opposite, he will turn right around. He'll turn right around within and this is not a long drawn out ass process. It could be within an hour. All of a sudden he's totally different. It could be overnight. He wakes up the next day totally different. All right. Ugh, cat. Ugh. But why is he not replying to me in weeks? I don't want to give my energy to that old narrative, but it's really getting to me today. Because you are, okay, so the reason this is happening, Kat, is because you are taking There's a couple things. Like I feel like I'm a pretty good mind reader, if I have to say so myself. Because usually I'm pretty right when I want to give you a couple scenarios. Okay, so the reason why I can think this is happening is this. Is one, you're probably looking, the obvious, you're focused on the time. Every day that goes by that he doesn't reply, you extend the timeline over and over and over again. Because you're constantly checking. Or you're telling yourself, it's been 2 weeks. Okay, now it's been 2 weeks and one fucking day. When is he going to reply? When is he going to reply? Why hasn't he replied yet? What the fuck? You're bitching the fact that he hasn't replied. You're doing nothing but clocking the time about how long it's taken since you talked to him last. So all you do is take that timeline and extend it out. This is such a problem, is that you guys do this when they could have messaged you back within hours. But no, you guys act like you're dating nothing but unemployed fucking men. That, let's be honest. Okay, you guys act like you're dating unemployed men or unemployed people that have no goddamn life and are just sitting there like this 24/7. That's what you look like. Because you all get your fucking panties in a little bunch when they don't freaking talk to you and reply back within 10, 20 minutes. Maybe God forbid, they're taking a shit and left their phone out of the bathroom. God forbid they're in a meeting. Because, how do you want them to take you on dates if they're jobless? Oh my God, you mean they have friends? They're not allowed to have friends. It's stupid shit. It's stupid shit. So because of that, they don't reply in a certain amount of time. And you're sitting there waiting for them to reply. Like you're at the fucking DMV or sitting at a bus stop waiting for the bus to show up. Okay, and you're sitting there waiting. And the longer it takes for them to reply, the more you focus on that. Therefore, they could have responded back. If you would have just sent a text and gone about your fucking day, like it was no big deal, they probably would have responded rather quickly if you would have known he was going to respond. But oftentimes you'll send a text and then you'll do nothing but question if they're going to respond. You're sending a text and you're not entirely sure that they're going to respond. Okay? You're not sure that they're going to respond. And then when they don't respond, the longer time goes by, you're like, why hasn't he responded? Why isn't he replying? Why isn't he replying? Well, what part of your subconscious mind has two jobs only, and that is to take you at your word and prove you right? Don't you understand? So the more you say, why isn't he responding? Why isn't he responding? Your subconscious mind is like, yes, you're correct. He's not responding. And now, as much as you want him to respond, he literally cannot. So congrats. Congrats on that. Because it's not your intention, but that's what you're creating. The more you focus on that shit versus like, why would he not respond? Of course he will. Why wouldn't he? Let me send him a text and I'm going to go about I'm bring my little happy ass, go about my day and know he's going to text me back. Thanks, Kathy girlfriend. That's all I need to know. And then what meaning do you assign it is also the problem. So you don't hear from him and then you sit there and go, so then you're like, oh, he's just busy. Like he's totally just busy. Renee's probably working or God knows what. But he's busy. He'll text me back. He's going to text me back. And then he would. But instead you look at it like he's ignoring you. He doesn't want to talk to you. Well, but he has to. See, you guys don't understand this. You guys don't understand this is your SPs will tell you one thing and you're like, oh, okay, he said we're dealing with somebody like this in the WhatsApp group. She's like, he promised that he would call me today and he didn't. Well, so he would have called you, but you sat around waiting for his call all fucking day. Like you were at a goddamn bus stop waiting for the fucking bus to arrive. And if you sat around waiting for his call all day, you know what that tells me? See, this is the thing. This is the thing. Language Okay, so my background is the subconscious mind, which is why I'm great at manifesting, which is why it's easy for me because I know how to leverage and I'm good at it. But I'm also very good at reading language too. That's like a superpower of mine. Read between the lines. So you can say whatever the fuck you want to say, but let me tell you, if you're waiting for someone to call you because they promised they would, like you're 5, if you waited around for them to call you, do you know what that tells me? You didn't think they would. You wanted them to. You wanted them to. You were hoping they would, but you didn't expect them to call you. Because if you expected them to call you, who the fuck is waiting for shit? Do you know how many times I miss my boyfriend's call? A lot. Half the time because my phone's on goddamn silent. Or I'm fucking busy. Or I'm busy. I'm doing something. You think because my phone rings that I'm going to run across the home and snow dive for a fucking phone call? No. They're just called a call back for a reason. You know what I'm saying? My boyfriend also misses my calls. So what? But we're not sitting around like, he said he was going to call. He's going to call. He said he was going to call. When's he going to call? When is he going to call? He promised he was going to call. That means you didn't expect him to. Same thing with texting. You're not expecting him to text you back. And that's a problem. Okay, Penny. How long does it take to come into your 3D? Well, if you would very quickly, manifestation is instant. Most manifestations instant, make maybe 24 hours. I've manifested plenty of shit in a couple hours. Okay. Manifestation is instant. So it does not take a long ass time to come into your 3D. The only reason why it takes a long ass time to come into your 3D is because you're doing nothing but wavering. You want something, but you don't expect something. You want something, but you don't know. And until you know and get on board with expecting, you could wait for a long ass fucking time. Do you know how many people in our success stories in WhatsApp that are finally getting their manifestation? Do you want to know what the rising trend is? The minute I said, I did what Jen said, and I started to expect, it showed up. That's all it takes. That's all it takes is for you to expect something different. Because either way, you're expecting something. You're expecting something. So what are you choosing to expect? Do you want to expect them to contact you, to want to be with you, to come and see you, or are you expecting them not to? I had a call today with somebody who a lot of light bulbs came on because I said, you're giving certain justifications and creating stories that don't benefit you. And so I gave her an example of some of those because that's my job. When we get on a coaching call, my job is to listen. Listen. And I hear what you say. Then we fix. Okay. And she was like, oh shit. She's like, damn, that makes sense now. Fuck. I was like, good thing is we could fix all that, but you got to stop doing that because that's why you're not getting what you want. You know what I'm saying? Because you want one thing, but your inner conversations and your justifications and your stories are alluding to the opposite of what you want. That's not an alignment. It's not an alignment. Okay. Your thoughts, what you want, and your inner conversations, affirmations, all the things that you say, all of that shit, they have to be in alignment with each other. If they're not, you're going against it. You're going against it. Your justifications, your reasonings, all of that are going against what the fuck it is you want. Therefore, it doesn't show up. I've had people say, I've been trying to do this shit for 7 months. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. There's a reason why I say I manifested my SP back from no contact to living with me in 4 weeks. Because that's when I decided to take control. Were we in no contact for 4 weeks? No. We were in no contact for 7 months. until I decided to stop wasting my time doing techniques after techniques after techniques, because I started to use my logical brain and ask myself, how the fuck did everything become everything? I did not have to do this shit. So why do I have to do this now? And if I could lose weight, right? Because that's how I got started in the manifestation community, is weight loss and business coaching, based on my past. So if I could lose weight by leveraging the subconscious mind, I lost over 100 pounds in 11 months, no diet, no exercise. That's how I got started. If I can apply this to weight loss, the subconscious mind, and I can also apply this to business success, why can't I, and money, why can't I apply the same shit to my SP? It's the same thing. Just minor tweaks that I had to learn along the way, because it's not the same to manifest weight loss than it is to manifest an SP back. Okay? So I had to figure that out. But that's why I'm here to help you do the same. I'm not going to sit here and say I've been trying this shit no, I tried a bunch of stupid bullshit for 7 fucking months, but all I did was waste my time. Okay? That's right. And what the blonde is why alcoholics like truth serum. A, can you put a time when things are going to happen? Yes, you can. That's the short answer. I did. I put a time on the last leg of my manifestation. I'm moving on to the next step, but my full manifestation that I was going for at the time, I put a date on it and I was off by 5 minutes. However, you have to understand that if you're going to date something, you cannot waver from that date. You cannot waver at all. Like, as much as possible, you cannot waver. You cannot focus on the date. Okay? Every day is a new fucking day. You cannot be like, okay, I'm going to date this and I'm going to be back with my SP by Sunday. But then you wake up tomorrow, you're like, okay, it's fucking Friday. Like, oh my God, it's only 2 days left. And then wake up Saturday. No, you can't do that. You can declare the date, but you can't think about the date again. You can't think about the date again. It's just another fucking day. And you have to really, really saturate your mind and not waver from that shit. That's why I put a date on it, because I had wavered twice on the last step of my manifestation. And every time I did, it slid back. But when it slides back, it's only for like a day or two. It's not like a shit ton of time. It's a day or two. In my experience, it's 2 days max when it slid back. And so I made the decision, I'm not wavering. No, fuck that. I'm not wavering. And I said, it's going to happen on Tuesday. I'm getting this by Tuesday. How the hell I was going to get it? I had no fucking idea. I had no idea. Because he had his apartment, I had mine. And he had people living in his apartment. So how the fuck he was going to live with me? I had no idea. I had no idea. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. I stayed the path. I stayed the course. And the series of events that had to transpire for me to get my manifestation, I would have never in a million years guessed. Never. But Tuesday came and it went. And I brought my ass to sleep. Technically. I fell asleep on the couch. I fell asleep on the couch like it was just another fucking day. Like it was just another day. To wake up at 12:05 with my boyfriend standing over me. Thanks, Whiplash. To my boyfriend standing over me. Yeah. It was just another day. That's how, if you're going to date something, that is the analogy, that's the mentality you have to have. This is it. I am 1000% locked in. Locked all the way in. And I don't care what shows up. I don't care about none of that shit. Nope, none of it matters. None of it matters. Okay? Callie Sparks. I will tell you though, I am helping a lot of people who are actresses and musicians and stuff. I'm thinking I'm going to the Grammys next year. At least I fucking better. Or I'm going to manifest against every one of them. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But you know what's funny is everything's an assumption. Everything's an assumption. There's no fact. So I will only ever give you facts because they're designed to benefit you and create the assumptions that I want you to have, right? So I'll be like, this is a fact. And a lot of them, this has been proven, okay, in my experience. But I want you to have those assumptions because it benefits you. Although I will tell you, it is 100% a fact that thought transmission goes both ways. And what you're thinking about all the time is because that's what they're thinking about. If you're not forcing it, right? If you're not forcing a memory, that's because that's what they're thinking about. This has been proven in my life. But you can also create whatever assumption benefits you. So I 1000% believe that no one can ever manifest against my ass. Never. Therefore, they don't. Because that's my belief. That's my assumption. So therefore, that's why I told you, could someone manifest your SP too? Sure. But you will win 100% of the time. No one can manifest against me because that is my assumption. That should be your assumption too. And no, that is not something you have to not everything is a robotic affirmation. I hope you guys are aware of this. Like, not everything is an affirmation, or you will be affirming your life away 55,000 different things. A lot of times you don't have to because you're not thinking the opposite. If you're not thinking the opposite of things, then you don't have to affirm for it to be an assumption. Assumptions can be created quickly. That's why I tell you, with weight loss, you can create assumptions super fast because you're not constantly thinking against that shit. You're not walking around town all day long like, damn, pasta is so fucking fattening. Pasta is so damn fattening. God damn, pasta is fattening. You don't do that. So you can literally be like, no, I lose weight every time I eat pasta. You can say that a couple of times and have it be completely true. I mean, I've proven that to be true. I had tacos again yesterday and I made soup and all the things. I woke up 1 pound lighter, baby. Do I gain weight sometimes? Yes. Or I wither away. But usually it's like, I'll have a sandwich and yeah. But then I can eat a whole heaping bowl of pasta and tacos and lose weight every time because that's what I believe. So you can literally create that assumption, tell yourself that no one can ever manifest against me. You don't even have to tell yourself that repeatedly. And that will be true for you. I mean, that's true for me. So you're welcome. I'm always giving you guys some, I probably, not to toot my own horn, but I probably have one of the most valuable lives in all of TikTok land. So when SP is confused, does that mean you're confused and projecting confusion or clearing options? 1000% Callie Sparks. Yes. This is why oftentimes I'll hear people that will say he contradicts himself. He said this, but then said this, he's contradicting. Or they'll say like, I don't know why I feel this way. I need time to figure my life out. I need time to figure things out. I'm not sure where this relationship is headed. I don't know if I want to be in this relationship. And they're showing confusion. That is because I tell you, whenever they say something that you don't want to hear and it isn't what you want to hear, this turns into this. And now you're I got to go get a hat. Now you're an investigative reporter. Because now you're confused. Oh, I got it. So that means that somewhere in my thoughts, I'm confused. So allow me to clarify. Because the second you get clear and you clarify, they will too. They will too. It's always feedback. If they're confused, that's 100% because you're confused. I've proven that to be true like a million fucking times over. Oh, look at that. Shanna. I was just talking about you. You said, and then we were both more confused. Nadine, 1000% he does. Stop saying you fucking ruined shit. Stop saying you ruined stuff. You sound ridiculous. Okay, stop saying you ruined stuff, okay? But yes, when you get angry with him in your thoughts, he 1000% is getting what you're putting down. 1000%. You may as well just pick up the phone and call him and fucking tell him exactly what you're angry about, because that's exactly what he's getting. Anyway, thought transmission's like a telephone call. It's the same thing. And I didn't say call him. Nadine, do not call. Okay, but that's the problem. There's two sides to this. If you're not trying to get angry, here's what I want you to look at, Nadine. You need to take control. You need to take control. Because if you're not like forcing anger and trying to get angry at him and really trying hard to recall negative shit, that's because that's what he's recalling, which is why you're thinking about it. It also could be that you're doing things that are pissing him off in your thought space, so now he's pissed off at you, and therefore you're angry at him. You need to stop that shit. Gain control. Gain control. Oh, well, I'm Camille. See, I'm telling you, I'm really good at thought transmission. She said, who will your SP follow if both you and Gutter Trash are affirming? Me. 100%. 100%. No one can affirm against me. That's an assumption I have. No one can affirm against me. I get what the fuck I want and I get it when I want it. That is my assumptions. That can't go against me, because that's my assumptions. If these are my assumptions, and I have plenty of assumptions. Okay, and that's what you have to remember too, is this is beyond SP. Okay, this is beyond SP when it comes to manifesting. So if somebody's trying to manifest against you, they won't win because you have plenty of assumptions outside of SP. They'd have to break through all of those. And unless you change your assumption, they'll never win. They'll never win. Because I have plenty of assumptions and no one can change my assumptions but me. Okay, but me. So therefore, doesn't matter. Doesn't fucking matter. Changing our opinion of ourselves makes SP change it as well. Yes, elevated. Yes, you must see yourself differently. And SP, because this is where everyone is you pushed out, this is how that works, okay? This is where you help them out because they already have an assumption of you based on your history with this person, okay? So usually people don't have a terrible, unless they didn't like somebody from the beginning, usually people do not have an actual 100% terrible assumption of somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because unless the first time you ever met this friend or this person, they were a raging bitch, usually there's positive and negative assumptions about a person because you have history. Okay. So the RSP is not necessarily thinking nothing but shit about you. That's not true because he cared about you at one point. They loved you at one point, all of these things, but they're also thinking about things about how you see yourself. Like, man, I fucked this up. Like, yeah, I react a lot. Like I've got anger issues. Like however you're saying your insecurities, all of that stuff is playing out. It played out in your relationship and it's playing out in his assumptions of you. So if you change how you see yourself and you see yourself as fucking perfection, perfect girlfriend, perfection, then so will they. So will they. They don't have a choice. That's where we leverage. Because that's the problem with the manifestation community is that they like to act like this goes one direction. But that's not. They'll be like, everyone's always manifesting. Your entire life's manifestation. But then they only talk about you and you manifesting. And I'm like, but that's not true. Everybody is manifesting. Everyone also has their own assumptions. Everyone also transfers thoughts. It's not just you. You're just learning. You're controlling it. Everyone else isn't controlling it. That's the difference. And that's where we leverage. Because we're better than that. That's the fun part. Because, yeah, a lot of people like to act like they could manifest against you. I don't think so. I don't think so. Better luck next time. Really, Sabrina? Your parents got married on Sally Jesse? Okay. Funny story real quick. Before we're gonna do the cord cutting and the photo method in a second. So my child's father, like, oh, thanks, the coaching queen. Okay, my child's dad, we don't talk. Okay, we haven't talked in a long time. But he always had the impression that he'll be a father if I take him back, type of thing. And I was like, negative, Skywalker. And so anyway, he tells me this one time. He goes, hey, my aunt, she's a producer on this show called Paternity Court, like Judge Judy, but Paternity Court. He's like, dude, they'll come pick us up in a limo and they'll put us and because we're local, we don't need a hotel. He's like, but they'll pay $400. They'll give us $400 to go on the show. I said, why the fuck would I go on Paternity Court? I know who my child's father is. You know what I'm saying? And I have a friend who went on the Maury show decades ago on, Who's My Baby Daddy? Oh, those ones are killers. Yeah, on the Who's My Child's Father episode. She had like five candidates. None of them were the child's father. Do you know how many fucking people have seen that episode? Everybody. Like, I don't know a single one of our mutual, because we have a lot of mutual friends. I don't know a single person that has not seen that episode. And so I was like, are you insane? You want me to go on Paternity Court and act like I'm hoeing around town and I don't know who my child's dad is, even though I do. And then you're going to deny being our child's dad, even though you know you are. And if our daughter sees this episode 16 years from now, you want me to tell her that we did this for $400? I was like, get real. Get real. I was like, my friend did this, and and everybody and their mother has seen her episode. No thanks. There's this thing called replays. Okay, there's this thing called replays. I don't think so. I did have a friend who went on Judge Judy. That would be the last bitch's show I'd ever go on. I had a friend and his girlfriend at the time went on Judge Judy. And he made the mistake of telling me about it because I was like, oh shit, let me watch your episode. And he was just like the witness, if you will. It was the stupidest episode in the world. I said, you didn't honestly think you had a case, did you? They all pay $400, by the way. They all get $400 for going on the show. And if they win their case, the courts pay, the show pays them, not the actual defendant or plaintiff. The one that loses. They don't pay shit. Just so you know how behind the scenes, as I digress. But yeah, he went on the show and she was trying to sue her bestie, her old roommate, for a pillow. It was a pillow that had her father had passed away. And so the pillow had sentimental value. And so she was suing her friend for it. And Judge Judy was like, but honestly, this is a court of law. I have to compensate you for the cost of the pillow. You know what I'm saying? Not the emotional attachment to it. And I was like, you guys look silly as fuck on TV. If you think in one hot second, I'm going to make a television debut and look stupid, never. If I'm going to make a television debut, it's going to be because I look amazing, not because I look crazy. Just saying. Okay, as I digress. Okay, I wanted a guy. I gave my number to reach out. When he finally did, he sent a couple texts and stopped. Oh, okay. I remember you, M. Okay, so let's look at the positive. He ended up reaching out to you, right? You were like all panicked for a whole fucking week. Okay, so he did reach out to you. That's good. So then he sent a couple texts, then stopped. It depends. I'd have to know the context of the context of those texts, but You can get him to text you back whenever you want. Okay. There's a million reasons why people stop texting. People that they meet at grocery stores and shit. Okay. There's a bunch of reasons why people will stop texting. But maybe they didn't feel the connection, maybe they didn't feel the vibe or any of that, or maybe you were questioning shit. Most likely that's it. You were questioning, does he like me? Like, is this going somewhere? Am I going to hear from him again? Like, what's his thoughts? Right? Like, you did nothing but question him. Therefore, he stopped texting. Or you came off and tried to force a 3D and sounded thirsty. It's one of the above. Okay. So I would just go back in your mind palace as if you're talking all the time. And what would you be saying if you're talking to him all the time? Right? And he'll text you again. I mean, he texted you after a week of you not hearing from him. I remember you, bitch. I remember you. Jen, SP is getting even better at soccer, and I'm scared he'll be bought. I mean, I get what you're saying, but like he's a piece of fucking meat. And I'm scared he'll be bought by a bigger club and leave this summer. Okay, Roberta, are your bags packed, bitch? I mean, what's the problem? What's the problem? So what? Maybe he'll take you with him. Have you thought about that? Have you thought about that? I mean, you have two options. You can either start affirming that he fucking sucks at soccer, and you can ruin his career if that's what you want. Yeah, tell yourself that. Or you can start tailoring your inner conversations to being like, yeah, like he literally just got bought. Bought makes it sound like a fucking cattle piece. he just got bought by a bigger club, and like we're moving this summer together. Mm-hmm. You know, this happens to a lot of athletes, right? They get traded like it's going out of fucking style. Okay. A lot of athletes get traded like it's going out of style. So does that mean athletes don't have relationships? Right? Girlfriends? Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. They just now have the capital to fly your ass out there every fucking weekend, give you the finer things in life, maybe have you come move there to be with them. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, bitch. Come on, Roberta. And then I would like tickets. I'm not a huge soccer person, but my boyfriend is. So I'd like tickets to go. Thank you very much. Oh, he left you on delivered. He left you on delivered when you asked what he had going on the rest of the weekend. So what? So what? You don't have like this big thing. You don't hold your questions, please. Hold your questions till after the exercises. Okay. You don't have this like long running history. So like literally, so what if he left you undelivered? You can seriously sit there and be like, hey, hope you're having a good week this week. Like, hope your week's going good. So what? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Maybe, God forbid, he was busy for the weekend and forgot to respond, you know? And it depends on how active their phones are. This is what I think you guys forget to understand. It depends on how active their phones are. So it's like sometimes, like I was talking to somebody yesterday and she's like, I sent you a couple texts. Did you get them? I said, I have no idea. And so I'm scrolling and scrolling and scrolling some more. So like literally your text, they could have had every, I forgot what word I'm looking for. They could have had every intention to text you back. But they got busy and the shit got pushed way down. And who the fuck does that? Who the hell goes through a text looking for somebody? Not me. I don't even like doing that shit. You know what I do? Hit that search button. I hit that search button and type in their fucking name. That's what I do. Okay. Hey, Roberta, what the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about, Roberta? Also, you texted your SP today and he didn't even check. I think I'm muted. Oh, is that what you think? Why the fuck would you want to think that way? Like, I don't understand. Who would be like, you know what? He hasn't responded because he hasn't responded, so I think I'm muted. What? Because he didn't even check? But yet, right up here in your fucking messages, you're talking about how he's getting really good at soccer. You know, that's a very demanding fucking sport. So God forbid he's practicing. God forbid he's at something when it comes to the soccer league. And sorry if last time I checked, they're not running down the fucking field, scrimmaging with the cell phone in their fucking pocket. Are they? No. So he could have been doing a million different things when it comes to his soccer career and just didn't check his fucking phone because he's busy. But instead of assigning that meaning, like he's busy, you find it more gratifying to assign the meaning that you're muted. That's what I don't understand with you guys. That is what I fucking don't understand. I don't understand why your minds go there. Who the fuck? Never. I have never, ever been like, I think I'm muted. I think he blocked me. Wait, I think he's ghosting me. He's just not responding to me. I don't think he wants to talk to me. Who the fuck goes there? For what? For what? I told you, you need to get real good because you guys assign stupid negative meaning to every fucking thing. To everything you give the stupidest little shit you guys insist on assigning negative meaning to. You need to get real good at assigning positive meaning to every fucking thing. Because what's your game plan? What's your game plan? You're going to get back in a relationship with your SP and then assign nothing but negative meaning to fucking everything? Because you want to know how that relationship is going to pan out? Not together. Again. Roberta, you got to work on your self-love and getting secure. All of you need to work on getting secure within yourselves. Know who the fuck you are. Mute me? I don't think so. Not text me back? Excuse me? I don't think so. Everyone texts me back. I'm not this person's priority. I'm everybody's priority. I'm not amazing to my SP. I'm amazing in fucking general to society. I'm perfect to everybody. I'm nothing but perfection. That's how you need to look at it because Roberta, if you cannot assign positive meaning to the little shit now, you're going to have a real big problem. You're going to have a real big problem when his soccer career, God forbid, if it blows up. What, the man doesn't respond to you every waking second? Now you're going to think he's with this bitch and he's talking to this bitch and that, because guess what? Fans come with a booming soccer career. You better get a grip. You better get a grip. Because anyone in the limelight, groupies, fans, is a part of that equation. But you're assigning that you're muted on a fucking text. Come on now. Get a grip. Get a fucking grip. Do you understand? I will not tell you again. I'm sure you're not in contact anymore because you're muted. According to you. According to you. User 449. We'll get to that in a second. Hey, Desiree girlfriend, but y'all are fucking pissing me off. See, look. Jana, she's on it, right? She's on it. You just said you're muted, and then you're like, we're not in contact. Well, duh. Come on. Come on, guys. Stop doing this to yourself. Stop doing this to yourself. Okay? We'll get into that because I'm pretty sure there will be a shit ton more people that will be doing that to themselves too as the time goes on. As the time goes on. Of course, Desiree, everybody feels this way because everyone's trajectory of their entire life would have gone very, very different if they would have known what they know now back then. Right? Right? We would not have a job. We wouldn't have to work for shit if we knew what we know now back then. You know what I'm saying? That people would just be giving us their money and doing all the things that we want them to fucking do. Just saying. All right, we're going to start the cord cutting and the photo method. So this lady can go to the bath and the electrolytes are running through. Also, if you're new here, I'm your manifestation bestie. My name is Jen, obviously. And I teach you how to leverage the law of assumption and literally everything else to work in your favor. It's all about leveraging every fucking thing to work in your favor. So if you are interested in having me manifest your SP for you, or you want one-on-one coaching with me to figure out where you're going wrong when it comes to your SP, money, business, success, weight loss, doesn't matter. I've manifested it all. Then I'm here to help you do the same. All links are in my bio. We do text coaching, email coaching. That's fucking stupid. Phone coaching, WhatsApp community, text coaching, all the things. Also, I go live every day at 10 o'clock Pacific time. If you ever miss a live, don't worry. You can always catch it on the tube of the U. Okay. All links are in said bio. I drew like the biggest blank because I was going to say some other shit. I forgot. I literally forgot. It will come back to me. It will come back to me. All right. I was going to say something. I don't fucking remember. You're welcome, Shari. Danielle, I'm not playing games with you anymore. I better see you fucking on her call. I'm not playing games with your ass anymore. What? I was going to say some shit. I forgot what I was going to say. Anyway, I don't know if I told you already, but 2 people, in case you're new here or just tuning in for the first time today, I gave you guys a challenge. 2 people have already hit that challenge in 24 hours. So that's what we're here to help you do. I manifested my SP back from no contact to fully living with me in a matter of 4 weeks. So I'm good at it and I'm here to help you be good at it. Okay. What are you talking about, Shayna? Yes, it's on. Yes, it's on WhatsApp. No, we just like to call it WhatsApp, but then when you click on it, joke's on you, bitch, it's on Discord. No, it's actually on WhatsApp. Although I am debating if I'm going to move it to Discord or not. We'll see. Oh, send me a text and I'll just add you into it. Okay. Cause it should have taken you directly there, but full disclosure, you do need to have the WhatsApp app. Someone didn't know that. And I was like, well, duh. It's like trying to get on Facebook without the Facebook app. Okay, perfect. Got their SP. They got contact with their SP or some movement. They got contact with their SP. Both of them went from no contact to contact. And then one of them had gotten that one of them, her SP's like, he's like, I still love you, not afraid to admit it, blah, 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 blah. Her success story will be posted in the WhatsApp group today. Okay, that was a private message sent to me. She said she's going to post it in the success group. Yeah, no contact, broken. Broke. Because that's what we do around here. Okay. I'm telling you, that's what we do around here. There's been so many fucking people that are getting no contact. They're going from no contact to contact and getting back with their SPs and all the fucking shit. Thanks, Susie. Must be the electrolytes. I have so much energy today. Of course they are. Thanks, Eden. There's a lot of different things. Who gives a fuck about being blocked? Danny? Who cares? No one cares about being blocked. I had somebody that I was working with. She came on here and attested to it, or it was either here or it was in the WhatsApp community where she was blocked. And in 48 hours, he was at her doorstep. And guess what she was? Still blocked. Doesn't fucking matter. Who cares? Who cares? Just saying. Okay? None of that matters. Those are circumstances. Those are the dumbest circumstances in the world, to be quite frank. Okay? Just because I'm here to be honest with you. The fact that you guys obsess over that block button is the dumbest shit in the world. That's right. Look at that. Her bestie did it. No contact for 1 year. Now they're dating. Okay. But being blocked is like you are not alone, Danny. There's a million people that join in, and every day somebody's like, thanks, Lindsay girlfriend. Everybody someday is like, I'm blocked. So who gives a fuck? Who cares? It takes 1.5 seconds to unblock you. In fact, you may see that you're blocked when you go to check, but I'm pretty sure you're unblocked constantly throughout the day. You just don't know it. Because Instagram doesn't notify you. Or TikTok. They don't notify you when you're unblocked or blocked. Okay? But like I said, you're probably unblocked several times a day. You just don't know it. So they can creep in the midst of the night and look at your profile, baby. Yeah. You gotta creep in the night. I'm just saying. All right. Good, Hira. Let's go. All right. Now, we are going to... There you go, Eden. There you go. Eden has confirmed that they that they unblock you constantly. That's what you got to remember. That's what you have to remember. That's why they have you blocked. Because how thirsty do they look and how obsessive do they look if you can see them checking out all your shit all the time? They don't want you knowing that shit. So they block you. Then you can't see it. And you can't see that they're looking at all your stuff. Yep. I did this. I panicked one day. And I keep forgetting when you're on Instagram and like conversations go up. And if you click on the icon of the conversation, of the person's name, and you click on the icon, it opens up their fucking stories. I always forget that shit. If you're going to mess me, you have a better chance of talking to me on TikTok than Instagram, to be quite frank. I don't do Instagram messages like that. Anyway, it opened up a story, and I'm driving my daughter and her bestie to school, and I panicked. And I was like, oh, shit. Now this person knows I looked at their story, so I thought I would be smart and ask 14-year-olds, can they see? If I block them, can they see? And they're like, yes. And I was like, let's see what Google says. And then Google was like, no, if you block them, then your activity goes away, but you must keep them blocked for 24 hours because then they can't see it at all. And I was like, solid. But that's when it dawned on me because it's like, well, what do you do, right? Wouldn't you block somebody? And why do you block them, though? Because you're creeping on the fucking profile all the time. So, they're no different. They're They're creeping on your profile like bona fide stalkers. Every one of you that are blocked. Every one of you that are blocked, you have a stalker. You're just not aware of it. You're just not aware of it. That you have an obsessed fan. It's called your SP, bitch. It's called your SP. There we go, Aiden. Now he just doesn't give a shit. He's like, well, fuck it. But that's, you know what he's doing? Trying to get your attention. They're not fucking stupid. They're not stupid. So he's trying to get your attention. That's why he's like, I can't hide it anymore. I can't, with Eden, I cannot hide it anymore. I just want her to know. See what I'm saying? I don't care either, Trisha. That's what I'm saying. There's only one reason why people block. So they can creep in the night. so they can stalk you without you knowing it. Because I don't block because I just don't give a shit. What are you going to look at? I don't have an OnlyFans page, so exactly what are you looking at? What I ate for dinner? Could have just asked. I would have told you. You know what I mean? I don't have time for that. Yeah, I rarely post either. So it's like, no, I don't really give a shit. So, all right. Energy cutting. Here we go. No, I don't recommend subliminals at all. At all. I think they're a scam. Okay. Okay, I'll answer this question real quick, then we got to get to the cord cutting, okay? The reason I say I don't like... There we go, Cece. The reason why I don't like subliminals is because in the subconscious mind, the way it works is the subconscious mind listens, okay? So if you're playing a subliminal, first of all, you would have to have significant trust in the subliminal maker, because just because they give you a Word document in the description that tells you the suggestions that are in the subliminal, you don't know if that's true or not. So you don't know what's in it. I can tell you a lot of people have woken up with anxious thoughts, right? Things like that, because you don't know what's in that subliminal. First and foremost, because you can't hear what they're saying. Second of all, your subconscious mind, because they'll even tell you to put it on like the fucking speakers. They'll be like, you cannot listen to it on the radio. You need to, put the earmuffs in. Who the fuck is sleeping like that? Who's sleeping like that? I hate sleeping with earbuds in. Hurts my ears. Well, earbuds hurt my ears, period. But anyway, so your subconscious mind, when you're playing the subliminal, its job is not to sit there and be like, hold on a minute, because it doesn't have an opinion. So its job is not to be like, hold on a minute. This is a subliminal. I'm thinking this is a subliminal. So we've got to sift through the music. Like it's a fucking snake. Let's sift through the music to find the words. And then we'll know. No, that is not how subliminal, that is not how the subconscious mind works. Okay, so instead, what I would recommend is that you use like a parrot app, where you would be saying your own affirmations to yourself, because it's your own voice, right? It's natural to you. So you can either do a guided meditation, sleep hypnosis, or a parrot app with your affirmations on them, and then listen to those while you sleep. Because all of those I just mentioned, you can hear what's being said. So can your subconscious mind. So when you're sleeping, your subconscious mind's wide open to suggestion, but it doesn't have the ability to have an opinion. So it's not going to sit here and filter through the fucking music to find the suggestions. No, it is not going to do that at all. At all. And I know where subliminals got started. There was a band a long time ago that if you played the record backwards, this is how long ago it was, guys. It was a record. If you play the record backwards on one song, you could hear the things being said, okay, differently. And so it was, so that's how subliminals got started. But now one person was like, that explains it, because that's why I was doing the shit. No. No. It's fucking stupid. So, and then what I would recommend all of you do is fall asleep in one affirmation. Okay. And one affirmation, you will see your SP show up in your dreams over and over and over again. It's called the dream method because I said so. All right. Cord cutting. Now, get comfy, okay? Get comfy. You are very welcome. Get comfy, and I want you to breathe. Take 3 deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Now, I want you to imagine that you are in an amphitheater, a giant amphitheater. You're alone. It's dark outside. There's no one there but you. And you're sitting in the middle of this amphitheater. And in front of you, there's a stage. And on this stage, there's a bright stage light that goes from the ceiling down to the center of the stage. I want you to focus your attention on that stage light right now. And as you look into the light, you start to realize that you're not alone. In fact, you notice that off in the distance, in the back of the stage, out of the light, you can see a dark, shadowy figure. And as you now start to adjust your focus from the stage light to the shadowy figure, you start to realize that that person is your SP. Now, I want you to call your SP, say their name, ask them to come into the light, into the center of the stage. Do that now. Now, as your SP starts to walk into the light, you start to notice their facial features, their physical features, and you also notice a gold cord that runs from the center of their third eye directly into your third eye. Now, I want you to ask your SP these 2 questions, and I want you to hear them respond. If you can hear their voice, great. If you cannot, that's okay too. I want you to ask your SP right now, do you support me? Hear them tell you yes. Now ask them, do you love me? Also hear them tell you yes. Now, I want you to say these 4 phrases to your SP. This time, they're not going to respond, and that's okay. Okay, I want you to look at your SP in their eyes. And I want you to tell your SP, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Now, I want you to reach up with your hands as if it's a pair of scissors, and I want you to cut the gold cord that runs from your third eye only, keeping the gold cord still attached to your SP's third eye. And as the cord begins to fall to the floor, I want you to reach up with your other hand, and I want you to grab the roots of that gold cord and just pull them out of your third eye and just toss them aside. Now, as that gold cord continues to fall to the floor, you notice that your SP starts to float away like a giant balloon. And it gets farther and farther. And they get smaller and smaller. And they get farther and farther and smaller and smaller. And they get farther and farther and smaller and farther until they just disappear. Now take 1 deep breath in and out and open your eyes. Alrighty. Now, that was a cord cutting. That means that your SP will think about you very, very shortly. Okay, if you're new here, I didn't describe it, my bad. Okay, they will think about you very, very in a short amount of time. I did this with an ex before. I was not manifesting him back. And I cut the cord with my ex, and I hadn't talked to him in over 8 years. He called me within 72 hours and was like, hey, how you doing? Just thinking about you. Ooh. That was it. Okay, so they will think about you very quickly. This time, they will think about you differently. And the reason why you pop into their head is because you've cut the energy with them, the old, stale, bad energy with them. So therefore, now they notice that there's a shift. All of a sudden, you pop into their mind, but this time it's different. It's not anger. It's not resentment or whatever they're feeling. It's fresh, new, something different. And they think about you. And now all of a sudden, they're like, It's more like I wonder how Jen is doing. Yes. So now that's where we leverage with the photo method. Okay? Okie dokie. Now, I hope by now you have your SP's photos out. And I will address your question, expert tarot reader, in a second. Okay? Now, well, thank you, Never. I am cute. Thank you. Okay, so you have your SP's photos out. Now, here's the thing. I need you guys to start thinking differently. I really need you guys to start expecting something fucking different. Because right now, you want something different, but you're expecting the worst. You're hoping for the best, but expecting the worst. You can't do that because you're getting whatever you expect. So, instead of hoping and wanting the best, but expecting the worst, you need to start expecting the best. Do you understand? So we're going to start expecting now the best. The best, the best, the best, the best, the best. Well, I'm sorry, Monique, because there's like hundreds and hundreds of people that will test otherwise. But it's probably your attitude about it. That's why it's not working for you. Okay, so I want you guys to start expecting the best. Okay, and start expecting something completely different than what you're getting. Okay, you're getting whatever you expect. So what the hell do you have to lose to expect the best? To expect them to text you, to expect them to want to be with you, to want to see you, to want to spend time with you, to all of that stuff. What does it hurt to expect something different? Yes, the best for all things. Okay, because when you expect the best, you get that. You're either going to expect your SP, same with you, expert tarot reader. So it's like you would either expect people to not buy from you and not do business with you, or you're going to expect your business to be booming. One of the two. Okay, it's all those different things. Okay. So you have to understand that we need to start expecting something different. You need to expect the best. All the love in the world from your SP for them to just dote on you and worship the ground that you walk on. Know what I'm saying? Okay. 1,000% expert tarot reader. You can manifest 5 things at the same time if you want. Okay. You have to separate them. You can't blend them all together though. Okay. So you can't be like, my SP is so in love with me. I'm so fucking rich. Like literally my business is booming. You can't do that. Okay. You have to clearly divide the 3. Okay. And so forth. But yeah, you can manifest all the things at the same time if you want. That's what makes manifestation fun. Who the fuck is going to wait till one thing manifest and then another thing to manifest? No, ain't nobody got time for that shit. Alrighty. Good. Do it for your hubby. You can manifest anything you want for your husband too. Oh, right. So start telling yourself, yeah, I get a shit ton of cash, girl. Okay? Everybody buys your shit. All right. So now I want you guys to go back to the beginning of your relationship. Go right back to the very beginning of your relationship. And I want you to remind yourself of who you were. Who were you? As a woman, as a man. What kind of confidence did you have, right? Go back and remember the confident version of you. The one that was just living their life, right? That knew who they were, loved themselves, respected themselves, and were just living their life and happened to meet somebody. And sure, a lot of you didn't even want your SP at first, but they pursued you and they pursued you and they pursued you. And sure, you started to want a relationship with him, but you didn't need one. You were completely fine not being in a relationship because you knew who you were. You knew you had a confidence about you. You had an assurity about you. You had a different self-concept where you were fine. I need you to go back to that confident person, the one who knew exactly who you were and what value you brought to anybody's life. I want you to go back to that version of yourself now. Because that version of yourself back then, oh, they desired. Man, they were so attracted to you. They pursued you thick. They were constantly trying to get your attention. They wanted to talk to you all the fucking time. Okay, they wanted to spend all their time with you. They were thinking about you 24/7. They wanted to just schmoo you. They wanted to take you out. They were constantly spending time with you. They wanted to be in a relationship with you. That version of you is also who they fell in love with. Because the reality is, at the end of your relationship, you didn't recognize your SP. He wasn't the same. They weren't the same as when you first met them. But you also were not the same at the end of your relationship than you were in the beginning. And the reason for that is because throughout your relationship, we tend to change our identities based on our relationships. Relationships also tend to have insecurities creep in within us. So we change over time too. So now we need to go back to that version of you because that's who they chased. That's who they pursued. So now, right now, like you're fucking putting on a bodysuit, I want you to step into that identity all over again. That version of yourself. Do it now. There's no other version of you that exists at all anymore, except that confident version of yourself that knew who you were, knew the value you brought, the one that your SP pursued. That is now who you are. Now, I want you to go back to a time in your relationship where everything was perfect. I want you to remember your specific person. Who were they at that time for you? Who were they as a person for you? How did they make you feel? How did they treat you? Remember that version of your SP right now. Because that version of your SP, you were attracted to. You wanted to talk to all the time. You wanted to spend time with. You were smitten over that version of your SP. He could do no wrong. He was perfect in your eyes. That's the version of your SP that caused you to want to date him, want to be in a relationship with him. That version of your SP is also who you fell in love with. Remember who they are back then. Remember that version of them right now. That is now who they are again for you. There is no other version of you or your SP that exists from now and moving forward other than perfect versions of both of you. The versions of you that fell in love. Those are the only versions that exist from now on. Because back then, when everything in your relationship was amazing, you never once questioned shit. You didn't question a goddamn thing. You weren't sitting there waking up wondering if you were going to hear from them today. You were not sitting there questioning if they were going to call you, come and see you, want to be with you, had feelings for you. You didn't question any of that. You didn't have to because you knew that they did. Because that's the version of your SP that showed you that. Every day. That reaffirmed to you. That validated to you that that was true. That is now who they are. Again, do you understand? Forget who they were a minute ago. Drop it. This is all that matters now. All that matters now. Now, I need you to understand the reality of the situation. 1010 SP, a specific person, usually an ex. I need you to understand something. Ever since you guys ended your relationship or parted ways, they have been doing nothing but thinking about you the entire time. I tell you guys all the time. I told you guys earlier today that if you're thinking about your SP often, that is because they are thinking about you. You're not trying to think about them. You just can't get them out of your mind. And the reason is because they can't get you out of their mind. So while you're consciously transferring thoughts to them, they're automatically transferring thoughts to you, which is why you can't stop thinking about them, which is why you recall certain memories, which is why you have to try to not think about them. You don't have to try the other way around because you're on their mind all the time. They're thinking about you right now. They have thought about nothing but you. They miss you every second of the day, which is why they're on your mind. Which is why you get emotional at times. Out of nowhere, you'll think about them and start crying because they are missing you. And those thoughts are being transferred to you from your SP, which is why you experience these things. Because thought transmission does not go one direction. It goes both. The difference is they're not in control of it. It's happening automatically. So know this and know that every second you think about them, it is because they're thinking about you. Every time you get emotional, it is because they are getting an emotional attachment to you. They miss you. That's why you're crying out of nowhere. Every time you think about memories, those are the memories that they're recalling, which is why you don't have to try to think about the memories. They come up naturally. And sometimes it's not the same ones because they're the ones that are thinking about it. And it's it's in your thought space now because it's in theirs. You are connected. You have been the entire time. But up until now, you've done nothing but look at it negatively. But now you're going to remind yourself that they have been waiting to contact you. They've been waiting to contact you. There's nothing more than they've been wanting to do than to contact you. Right now. Right now. They have written several text messages to you. They have pulled up your pictures on the daily. They've just been waiting to press that call button, to press that send button because they are waiting for you to allow them to give them that permission. And the only way you can do that is through your thoughts. Through your thoughts. Through what you now are going to expect from them. We're not letting another day go by that they're not allowed to contact you because you are blocking that. Not anymore. Not anymore, sister, brother. Not anymore, bitch. That ends now. They're contacting you today because I'm done playing with your asses. If you are new here, you're going to put on your crown. If you are not new here, you're going to straighten your crown because here we get what we want and we get it when we want it. We don't wait for shit. This is your reality. You are the queen and the king of your reality. No one is above you in your own damn house. Do you understand? What you say goes. What you expect, you receive. So right now, you're going to expect a text from your SP. When queens and kings give commands, do they have to sit there and question, wonder, worry, doubt if their command is going to be fulfilled? No. When queens and kings give commands, there's nothing to check. There's nothing to question, worry, or doubt. They expect it to be fulfilled. They don't need to check. They don't need to question. They know. That is now who you are. You now know your SP is going to contact you. You are expecting them to contact you today, right now. There is no other way. There is no other option. Okay? All right. Now, get your SP's photos out. If you are in no contact with your SP, or you are in contact with your SP, but it is not consistent contact, then you're going to tell them to contact you. You're going to look at them dead ass in their fucking face and tell them what to do. Do you understand? Okay? I do put this on, I do pause the live when we do this, because how the hell else am I supposed to go to the ladies' room? You know what I mean? Okay? So you're going to command them to contact you. You're going to tell them they're contacting you, they're texting you, or they're calling you. One of the three, however they would naturally reach out to you, is exactly how they're going to do it. Who gives a shit? Okay? So you can literally, you're going to look at their photo and say, if you're alone, say it out loud. A little bit of backbone, a little bit of authority, like a command. Like a queen gives a command. They're not like, please, can you do that? No. Mm-mm. If you're not alone, say it in your mind. Okay? Don't look like a wacko. And you're going to look at that SP's photos. You're going to say, you're contacting me right now. You're calling me right now. You are calling me right now. You're calling me right now. Wasn't a question. Okay? Now, if you are in consistent contact with your SP, you have options. You can say you're contacting me right now just to prove your power, or you can say you're coming to see me today. You're coming to see me today, or this weekend, whenever you're available. You're coming to see me today. You're coming to see me today. Okay? Now, if you're in any of the ships, friendship, relationship, situationship, marriage ship, then you are going to do whatever you want. Okay? You can tell them they're contacting you right now. They're coming to see you today. Flashy. Or you can say that they're going, or you can have fun with it. You can say, you're bringing me dinner tonight. You're cooking me dinner tonight. You're going to, rub my feet tonight. You're giving me sexy time tonight. You're going to give me a massage tonight. You're lighting candles tonight. Whatever the fuck you want. You're bringing me flowers today. Whatever you want. Okay? Whatever you want. Have fun with it. Have fun with it. Manifestate. They're constantly hearing your thoughts. And the second you expect them to do what you said to do, they will do it on the spot. On the spot. So right now, you're going to expect them to do what you're going to tell them to do, because you have only selected the version of you that goes under the ships category. So you can tell them to do something. You can tell them that whatever you want, Lucius. Okay, so you're going to expect them to do what you want them to do, because you have selected that version of them. You are selecting that version of them that does those things that you never questioned, you just knew. So that is who you are again. All right? All right. Get busy while I put this on. My stomach just growled. Get busy while I pause this, because I got to pee. All right? All right. Get busy and expect them to contact you. All right. Now, I gotta wash my hands. Yes, I'm clean around here. Now you can relax, breathe, and relax. And expect them to do what you just told them to do. Because why wouldn't they? You are perfect. You're perfect. And they fucking know it. You're everything they've ever wanted. They cannot imagine their life without you in it. Okay? You're the most important person in the world to them. All they think about is you. They're fucking obsessed with you. Know that and own it. Okay? Because you deserve it, bitch. Hello? Have you been paying attention? Hello? Oh, no. Yeah, drive, girl. In California, only us in California, we cannot be on our cell phones and drive at the same time. And only I have gotten 2 cell phone tickets when I had earbuds in my purse and I have Bluetooth in my car. And they're expensive, $240 fucking per ticket. And you have to go to traffic school for a cell phone fucking violation? Mm-mm. No. No. Okay. So someone asked earlier here, let's go up. Okay, let's go up. Okay, so somebody asked a question that I was going to answer. We already did that one. Okay, we already did that. Oh, Judy, my friend, said, how do you manifest my SP for me? I do the photo method, what I teach you guys how to do, but I do it differently because I'm not trying to manifest your SP into myself, into my reality. I bring him into yours, okay? So we jump on a call, we recreate your SP together. I tell you where you're going wrong so we can work together to get this shit right, okay? Because that's what this is all about. So then we can go ahead and fix it. And then I bring them to your door. You have to keep them. I cannot control the version of them that shows up. That's why we recreate your SP on the spot. And then I walk you through how to keep it going so that I can move on to the next step with your SP. But me and your SP have a little chatty chat. Okay. I don't have any feelings about your SP. I don't have any history with your SP. I don't even know them from Adam. But my people are amazing, and that's all I need to know. So therefore, I assume that your person is amazing too. Why the fuck else would you want them back? So oftentimes they conform quickly to what I tell them to do. And then I walk you through how to keep it because I'm not going to play the same dog and pony show where I bring them into contact, then you fuck it up, then we go back into contact. No, we're not doing all that. We ain't doing all that. Okay? That's how that works. All links are in my bio. Okay, you had a conversation telling him to cut the bullshit. It's time to message. All you're waiting for, Nesp, is you to expect him to cut the bullshit. Okay? To know that he's over that shit. That he's over it. Oftentimes, when your SP comes back into contact with you, a lot of times they don't even need to talk about the past. One, there's a couple things that happen when they come back in contact. One, they apologize. No apology needed, right? But they apologize because that's a different version of them that you're selecting. Two, they also oftentimes won't even address the past. I had one person where her SP told her, can we just not talk about the past? Can we leave can we not worry about that and just go back to when things were perfect with us? Yeah, because that's the version of your SP you're selecting. Okay, the one that doesn't care about that shit, that's over that. See what I'm saying? So that's where it's different. That's where you are in complete control over that. You know, a lot of you guys be like, I want him to apologize. Okay, well, you know what? Look, why don't you just select the version of him that is perfect for you, that would have never talked to you that way, that would have never treated you that way. And guess what? The apology comes natural. Why? Because they feel bad. They feel guilty. They hate the way that they treated you, that they talked to you, because that isn't the version of them that you wanted. That's how that works. That's how that works. Okay. So that's what you guys are going to do. Now you understand through this live, if you've been paying attention, that stop assigning negative meaning to fucking everything. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Stop saying that if you think about your SP too much, that you're, that's desperate energy or that's lack. Like that's not. Okay. That's not. But stop thinking against what you want. Stop thinking against it. Stop assigning all this fucking negative meaning to everything. Like being blocked, negative meaning. Being left on read, negative meaning. Being left on delivered, negative meaning. Not hearing from them in 10 fucking minutes, negative meaning. Them saying they're going to call you and didn't call you, negative meaning. That stop doing all that shit. Stop doing all of that. Because either you want them to be consistent and to contact you and continue to contact you and continue to contact you, or you don't. But you're the one controlling that through your thoughts and through the words coming out of your fucking mouth. Which is why, exactly, which is why a lot of you guys will say certain things and I'm just like, okay, well, that's not how I see it. They're like, well, what do you mean? How do you see it? My mind automatically goes to the positive because what's the alternative? The negative? It doesn't, how many times I got to tell you guys, the negative shit doesn't make you feel better. It doesn't make you feel good. So you should automatically just go to the positive over and over and over again. I'm blocked on everything. Yeah, that's because I want to stalk my ass. Please, they're low-key obsessed, okay? And they cannot get enough of my profile. They just don't want me to know because I'm on their mind 24/7. Yes, you are. Okay, I told you guys about the sway test. The sway test is solely designed. Let's clarify that real quick. The sway test is designed to find out where you're at in your assumptions of your SP, but it's only to be a baseline. I'm not going to tell you you'll rock forward and backwards. I don't know. I do, but there's people I talk to that rock sideways or rock diagonal. That's entirely up to your compass. Okay, so you ask yourself, you say, I'm wearing a blue shirt today. Well, obviously that's true. So you will rock a certain direction. Now, my Stanley Cup is pink. So if I was to say I have a white Stanley Cup, that is not true. So I will rock a different direction. Like I think somebody said that you can say like the sky is green. Obviously not, right? So you'll rock the opposite direction. That is your no. Now you know the baseline of your compass. So now you say, are me and my SP, say their name, are me and Brian getting back together? Are we going to get back together? You will rock a certain direction. That is not written in stone. Okay. What that is telling you is, do you believe somewhere, do you believe that you will get back together? So if you rock yes, great. That's fantastic. If you rock no, that's feedback that, okay, I still don't have the assumption. And if you don't rock at all, that's still feedback. Like, okay, that I somewhere don't have the assumption that we're going to get back together. I don't believe that yet. I don't know that. So I need to work on that. Feedback. Okay. Now, then you ask yourself, let's say you think you've been doing everything fucking right and you're not getting any movement. So then you say, do I have any blocks when it comes to Brian? You'll rock a certain direction. Then you can say, do I have any or you can say, do I have any resistance when it comes to Brian? You'll rock a certain direction. If you rock yes on any of those, that ends the sway test. Okay. Sway is yes or fucking no. That's it. Okay. So then you, let's say you rock yes on resistance. So then you say, now you can sit your happy ass down. Now you listen. Okay. Oh, Fallen, I was talking about the sway test. Okay. The sway test is where you check in with your subconscious mind. You ask your subconscious mind something that's true. You say something that's true. You'll rock a certain direction. That says yes. That's your yes. Like I'm wearing a blue shirt. I'll rock yes, because that's true. Now you say something that you know is not true. Like the sky is green, or I have a white Stanley Cup, even though your Stanley Cup is pink, right? Then you'll rock the opposite direction. That's your moral compass. Now you know it's yes and no. That's all you have to know. And you put your feet together when you do this, guys. It's not going to be like this, okay? Oftentimes, it's just a subtle rock, okay? There we go, Eden. That's right, because we're in sync, sister. Okay, so then you can ask yourself, are we getting back together? You'll rock a certain direction. That is only to tell you, do you expect to get back together? Do you know that you guys will end up together? That's all that means. Now you can ask yourself, will we get back together in 2 weeks? Will we get back together in a month, right? This is only feedback. Now, just because it says you will get back together in 2026 does not mean shit, okay? All that means is, okay, well, I need to accelerate this timeline. So let me get very clear on exactly when we're getting back together. I know it'll be this year. Now let me get clear on the fact that this shit'll be tomorrow. How about that? Okay? So then, and you can do this whenever you want. Then if you ask, do I have any resistance to my SP? If you've been doing everything right, you won't need to rock. You will automatically rock. Okay? You're not doing anything. Your feet are together and you're standing straight up, arms to the side. You will automatically start to rock a certain direction. Okay? And that's how you'll know. Okay? You don't have to you're not rocking anything. It will automatically do it. Okay? And then when you say, now, if you rock yes to having resistance to your SP, or you rock yes to having blocks with your SP, now sit your little happy ass down and ask your subconscious mind, what blocks do I have about Brian? Now, if you have to think about it, that is not the answer. Okay, that is your conscious mind trying to come up with an answer. No. Instead, you say, well, you're going to ask, okay, what blocks? It said yes to blocks. Okay, what blocks do I have when it comes to Brian? It's the first fucking thing that pops into your mind without you thinking about it. That is the answer. That's how your subconscious mind talks to you. Your subconscious mind talks to you by random things that just pop in your head. Okay, so if I was to be like, pick a number between 1 to 4, go. It's the first number that you say. That's your subconscious mind talking to you. Okay. You didn't have to think about it. Okay. It's the same thing. So when you hear the answer, it doesn't have to make sense to you. So let's say you're like, you say, what blocks do I have when it comes to Brian? And then all of a sudden it's like fear. Okay. So this is feedback. So then you're like, okay, so I have some kind of underlying fear of rejection, or that he's not, or I'm scared that I'm going to screw it up or whatever. Okay, great. So I need to overcome that fear. And so you can literally, it's so simple to overcome it. All you do is sit there and say, no, I have absolutely no fear when it comes to Brian. Absolutely not. I know that we're getting back together. I know exactly how they feel about me. And you know what? I'm actually excited. I'm super excited, subconscious mind. I have no fear. We can release that now. You can tell your subconscious mind to release whatever the fuck you want. We can let that go now. Because remember, it's protecting you, okay? Okay, Fallen, get your fucking happy ass up right now. Get up, put your feet together. What color shirt do you have on? Now, tell yourself, I'm wearing blank colored shirt. See what direction you start to rock. Now, tell yourself, the sky is green. You will rock the opposite direction. That is your yes, that is your no. You didn't try anything, okay? Okay, we don't need to do that. Stop questioning shit. I told you. And somebody actually said that this needs to be a trend, so that's going to be a trend, is every Monday it is Don't Question Shit Monday. How about that? Don't question shit. How about that? How about you today? I want you today to assign positive meaning to everything. You're going to assign positive meaning to fucking everything. Every fucking thing. Every fucking thing. You are going to assign positive meaning. Yeah, there you go. He's going to try to come see you today. Be like, better luck next time, honey. Honey, I'll see you tonight. Yeah, in fact, he has completely made time to come see me today. Yeah, I know he's coming to see me today. Yeah. You're right. No means nothing. So in your mind, why don't you have a conversation as if he said yes? If he had said yes right now to going to your exhibition, what would you say? If I was to call him back, hey, is your SP coming to your exhibition? And he had confirmed yes, what would you say? That is your inner conversation. That's your inner conversation. Okay? How many times I got to fucking tell you guys, stop asking questions you don't know the answer to. You can ask the question, but you need to know the answer. You need to know the answer. I tested this. Okay? I tested this where I literally was like, let me do the things that I tell you not to do, but because I already know the answer. So let me ask a question. It didn't matter. I got the answer I wanted both times. Why? Because I already knew the answer. You need to know the answer, okay? If you're sitting there every fucking waking second you get being like, well, I don't know if he's going to come to I really hope he says yes, he's going to come to my exhibition. I really hope he does. Like, but I'm not sure. Like, hopefully he does. Like, let me ask. Then you got to know. Versus if you're like, oh, no, I know he would not pass this opportunity up. Like, I know he wants nothing more than come to my exhibition. Then you could ask. He would have been like, yeah, sure. Okay. Boyfriend gets surgery next week. I want him to stay with me during his month off work. Our family, then just never go back home. Good. So tell yourself that. Inner conversation is, I know there's no one he wants to take care. This is a natural conversation. There's nowhere he'd rather be. He absolutely wants me to take care of him for his surgery because he knows I will take the best care of him. In fact, he's already arranged and he's already planning to come stay here for his entire month of recovery so that I can take care of him because he knows that that's exactly what he wants. I know that that's what he wants. I know he's coming to stay here for his surgery, for recovery. That I know. I have no doubt. You need to start telling yourself that you know shit and you have no doubt. I know this for a fact. However you would say it, that's what you need to tell yourself. No, I know this for a fact. Because remember, this is leveraging your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind doesn't know if it's true or not true. It takes you at your word. And it pushes out what you know. So if you know this and you tell yourself that you know something, like, no, I know this for a fact, well, then what do you think is going to push out? Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay, somebody posted in success stories yesterday that he literally contacted her. Told her all the things she wanted to hear. Of course he did. Why wouldn't he? He missed her voice and all that shit. We had one coaching call. It's what you know about this person. You need to know right now, if you could focus on one main thing. First of all, today, all you're doing is assigning positive meaning to fucking everything. Positive meaning, I don't give a shit if they left you on red 2 weeks. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Okay, you're going to assign positive meaning to everything. And I really need you guys to start working on getting in the knowing of how the fuck this person feels about you. Stop filling in the blanks and making up bullshit scenarios that don't benefit you. When instead you can leverage and say, no, I know exactly how he feels about me. This man cannot get enough of me. Like he's obsessed. Like I'm his favorite goddamn person. You need to start telling yourself something different. And work on the fact that you know how he feels about you. Why don't you fucking start there? Because the minute you know how he feels about you, guess how he's going to feel about you? How you know he feels about you. But instead, you guys question every fucking thing and you sabotage yourselves. For what? For what? What's it going to hurt for you knowing how this person feels about you? You're not making this shit up. Okay, I've told you guys, you are not making anything up. Okay, at all. Not making anything up at all. You are simply recalling what they said. What up, Brown Eye Crystal? Where the fuck have you been, girlfriend? Where have you been? Coaching call links is in the bio, sister. Let's get it. You're recalling what they said to you from their own goddamn mouth. That's not a level of delusion. That's facts. That's what they said. Channel that. Remember what they told you. And tell yourself, remind yourself of everything that they've told you about how they feel about you. Obviously, the positive shit. Remind yourself of that. Say, I know exactly how they feel about me. That I have no doubt. I have no doubt. I know this. I absolutely know this. This is fact. And they will feel that way about you. They don't have a choice. Because they're feeling however you assume they're feeling about you. So why the fuck would you want to assume that they're feeling bad shit about you? That's dumb. That's so fucking stupid. Come on now. Kimberly, if your SP was to ask you, okay, do this now. If your SP was to ask you to come visit him in Chicago right now, what kind of who was the first person you would call and what would you say? Well, that's your inner conversation. That's your inner conversation. Imagine he just now, right now, asked you, hey, babe, I want you to come to Chicago right now. What would you say in your mind? Like, if you were to call somebody, what would you have said? That's your inner conversation, as if he's asked you already. Okay? All right. I got to jet because if I'm late to these coaching calls, there's a problem. Because then I'm pushed back on all my calls and then I panic. Okay. What was I supposed to be reading to myself twice a day? Yeah, Martha, the description of your SP. You should have already gotten the notes if you didn't send me a texty, but you're reading. What up, Linda girlfriend? Hey, Tracy sister. Okay. And then go ahead and, yeah, that's what you're reading to yourself twice a day. And make a note. If you guys have to write this shit down, write it down. Go back in your memory palace and be like, let me make a list of everything this motherfucker has told me throughout our relationship about myself, about all of that. Oh, okay. It's manifest. Can you message either me or Chanel? And then we will go ahead and share those with you because they should automatically have been sent to you. So it might be in your promotions or spam folder, but they're usually automatically sent. Okay. But I'll send it to you again. All right. All right, my loves. I love all of you besties. Please. You guys have your challenge. Sunday is ticking. I love you, MKD girlfriend. Sunday is ticking. You have till Sunday to get contact if you're in no contact. You have until Sunday to, if you're in any of the ships, you have until Sunday to get your SP to tell you how they feel about you and tell you everything you want to fucking hear. Oh, perfect. Thank you. If you are if you're in contact, you have until Sunday, consistent contact, you have until Sunday to get them to make plans to come and see you. Do you understand? Told you what, 1, 2, 3 people now have already met that challenge. Okay? Let a little fire under your fucking ass. All right? All right. I love you, besties. And I will see you all later. Bye. Yes, Angela, do.